feels like home, it feels like home. Berry plant, it feels like home. A place for you, a place for now. And Berry plant will show you how. Turn the key and flick the light. Bendigo, you know it's right. Feels like home, it feels like home. Berry plant, it feels like
Interesting. Noah spent a lot of early games, had a lot of minutes in the midfield and not behind the ball. Cooper Smith was the one that was playing off half-back and playing that role that you mentioned, you know, that attacking run. Cooper's popped back into the middle, and they've slid him back behind the ball. So Cooper's off an injury at the moment. It's his first game back, so I'd say that he'll probably sit back on half-back, and Noah will probably play a few more minutes into the middle today.
It's interesting, I was talking to Matt, his old man, and 7 days later, they actually, North wanted him to play.
Yeah.
Their systems of being able to do hamstrings and things like that, they certainly are, miles ahead, which helps, those guys that are on those lists to get them back and get them up fit again.
Well, last week I saw Cooper still had a compression bandage on his.
But they just keep doing things and back in the gyms and leaning over and stretching. And
he's definitely a classy player. And here we go. We set up. You've called it, John. Yeah. While she's behind the ball, so Noah's is behind the ball.
Second semi-final here at the QO. It's Sandhurst against Golden+Square to start off the action here in what we think will be probably a preview of the grand final. Here's Brian Mansbridge.
Johnny Norton holds the ball aloft. The two ruckmen set themselves. Compton, Hoskin gets the tap down, getting in there, and a big tackle. Conforti, Compton gets it out, running onto it, and getting it was Monty. He was able to get a big punch forward by Conforti, put it to half forward for the Dragons, pushing the back. It's going to be a free kick, I think, and it'll be a square free kick across half back. Going, I think there was might have been Coe, was it? Yep.
Johnny Coe's got the football. Footy fresh is Bendigo Football Live. He'll come across half-back. He spots up Vaz. Vaz will go further afield across half-back, so they're working nicer with Burke. A running thrum received by hand. He goes to the outer side wing, turnover, coughed it up, and he's kicked it straight to Jake McLean.
McLean, outer side wing. Just settles it and waits for a few of his teammates to get forward. He goes long and wide. The target, the big man out there, Thornton was, but it was punched off the hands, over the line, out of bounds for a throw-in. Right in front of the, the barbecue tent over on the outer side, as the ball had to come all the way back in, as the umpire said, no, give it a big hoik in. The two ruckmen set themselves again. Half forward for the Dragons. Early in the first quarter, no score yet. Cromston gets it down. Well, Hartley got it, but he got a little kick. Murley was there, off the pack, Conforti got it. Couldn't get a boot to it, pinged, gone, free kick, and it'll go back to Zabe Murley.
So Murley with the footy. Just weighs up his options. He's unsure where to go, goes laterally short, finds Toma. He's on left half back. Golden+Square with the footy. Not much going on at the start of this game, as he'll come further back in order to go forward and spots up Coe. Coe, they've horseshoed out. He'll go to Harrison Burke now, so they've gone from one half-back flank to the other with 3 possessions. Burke now dumps it long to the wing. They'll set themselves. Strosh is the target. He ran underneath the footy. Smith, also Curnow involved. Curnow grabs the footy and thumps it long and puts it out of bounds on the full for the Dragons.
Free kick to the Dogs across half back, and just going a little negative early, Don, aren't they? They're just holding it up, getting the possessions, just seeing what's going to evolve. Big punch off the pack.
We mentioned at the start of the game that they've done their homework, and they've decided that they won't dump that ball down and leave Bryce being able to attack that ball in the air.
Ball thrown back in centre wing. Neither ruckman got it. Paul Pratt at the back, got tackled by Monty, couldn't get it. Still no one really can get possession, tapping it along. Stacks on the mill, umpire says, give it to me, I'll ball it up. just on the attacking side of centre wing, grandstand side here at the QEO. We've played just on nearly 3 minutes, no score either side.
Hosking grabbed it out of the pack for the Dragons and sends it forward, inside forward 50 the pocket. Matthew Wilkinson swoops on the footy, goes goalward and puts the first one on the board for the Dragons. They take the lead at the 3-minute mark, 1 goal straight 6. Golden Square yet to score, they've yet to have it inside forward 50. Footy Fresh is Bendigo Football Live.
We mentioned early, straight out of the pack, if Hosking gets his hand on the ball straight away, he goes straight to boot. He will never handball that ball, and you can see you get that aggressive ball forward and that chaos ball, and the opportunity for Matthew Wilkinson to crumb that and snap beautifully around the corner. It's a good start for the first forward entry.
Yeah, it was, well, he's done that a few times. I've watched him the last couple of games. He's been able to get forward. He's a good crumbing forward. Ball back in the middle, thrown in the air. Hosking gets the tap around the corner again. Coming out, tackled, not really able to get it forward. Day Wilkes gave it off to Conforti. He went short and hit the target, and Wilkinson takes it again on half forward.
He'll go inside forward 50. Oh, right, unrealistic attempt. Flew at the footy and didn't put his arms up. Now it'll be advantage paid to Golden Square with Strosh. Broadcast side, goes smack bang into the middle, good spot up, hits up Monty, defensive side of the centre circle for the Dogs. He'll look for Hartley, who's on left half forward. Hartley, front position, umpire let it go, Smith getting involved, Hickman swoops on it, nice tap over the top to Vaz. He's also got Barrett riding shotgun if he wants to go there, ignores it, into the middle, looks for Brett. Brett's tackled without the footy, umpire lets it go. Now it's a rebounding ball by Sandhurst and it ends up with Conforti.
Yeah, Conforti on half back, just a little chip, finds his target just over the top. Stagg takes the mark. They just hold it and wait. He's got a bit of room. Little chip over the top, finds Collins. Collins over the top to Conforti on the left boot. Long inside forward 50. Going back with a flight was Maxted. Picks it up around the corner. Goes towards goal. It's another one for the Dragons. Kobe Maxted gets his first of the afternoon. And the Dragons get their second. They go to 2 straight 12. They lead the Square yet to score here. Footy Fresh is Bendigo Football Live.
Sandhurst's transition off half-back then was great, wasn't it? They looked like under pressure there, and Vaz was surely going to kick that goal and then managed to mess it up. But the ability to be able to hit off half-back for Sandhurst and Conforti, he's touched it probably 5 or 6 times already.
Back into the middle, John Hunter, Brian Mansbridge and Don Moran in this second semi-final here, live from the QEO. Footy Fresh is Bendigo Football Live. In the ruck, Hosking, well, kind of won the tap. Murley's in the middle, but it will be the Dragons through Conforti out of the middle again. Goes in towards the pocket. He'll be looking for Maxted again. Little handball over the top. Looking for Wright. Can't find him. Hard up against the line. Will go out of bounds. And we'll have a ball in. 2 goals straight, 12 the Dragons. They lead the Dogs. Yet to score. 6 minutes gone. Opening term. Footy Fresh is Bendigo Football Live.
Right in front of the pool rooms, change rooms on the outer side of the QEO forward pocket. Well, probably 55 out, half forward flank, big throw in. Ruckman set themselves. Cromston got the tap away, but straight back towards the boundary line. A couple of players just shuffling it over the line through, and it will be another ball in. Still on the outer side, same position. We played 6.5 minutes. The Dragons lead by 12 points. Deep, well, half forward. Ruckman set themselves again. Cromston goes around his opponent in Hosking, taps it down, picked up by Conforti, another possession. He gives it off. Cooper Smith, stop, prop, kicks inside forward 50, but it's been cut off across half back.
Shelton for the Dogs, defensive 50. Under pressure here, the Dogs. Haven't really looked like it. Holding onto the footy. He asks players to lead at him, which Hickman does for the Dogs. Takes a chest mark. Still on left half back. Short pass, it's a short game. Horrible kick. His target was Monty. Now it's a turnover. Walsh getting involved. Gives it by hand to Matthew Wilkinson, and that's a turnover as well. Kicks it straight to the Dogs, and it's Jonathan Coe.
Coe goes out wide, finds a teammate on the outer side by himself there in Stewart, who just holds up, waits, kicks it long. That left foot straight down, up and under. Big pack forms. Oh, Walsh flew in, couldn't take the mark. Constant was there, couldn't get the handball out. Went back in, picked it up, came out the back and came to Toma. And he was quickly descended upon and eventually held up. And the umpire said, give it to me and I'll ball it up. Just attacking side of centre wing on the outer side. The ball up will be the two ruckmen set themselves. This time Hosking gets hold of it, breaks it out of the tackle, gives the handball off. Smith from behind, goes inside forward 50, kick low, right, missed it, front and square. McLean couldn't quite get it, got it around the corner, picked up by Wilkinson. He got tripped, Stucks on the mill. Umpire's going to hold it up, and he says, give it to me, and I'll ball it up 50 metres out in the outer side forward pocket.
Well, the Dogs seem asleep to me a little bit, to be honest, which surprises me, and Sandhurst are on. Early days yet. Hosking wins the tap. He tapped it straight to the opposition in Murley of the Dogs. Hurried kick now towards Hickman. Walsh getting his hands on the football for the Dragons. Can he pick it up? He can't. There's three of them there. Getting involved was Smith. Smith went back to Walsh. Now they're just messy along the boundary line. Bounces in front of Jake McLean. He can't grab it. And on right half forward in attack for the Dragons, we'll have another ball in. 2 goals straight, 12 Dragons lead. Golden Square yet to score, 9 minutes gone opening term.
Ruckman, wrestle, going to be a free kick this time. And Constant will get the free kick for the Dogs. Hosking not happy. He reckons he was held first. But he flung him out of the pack. And then the umpire said, you can't do that. Matty Constant for the Dogs, half back. He sets himself on the outer side. He goes long. He puts it up in the air, going back with the flight. And a good little tap from behind. Ends up with Noah Walsh. They went 1-2. Coughlin, that was James. Vass cut it out, though. Hickman there for the Dogs. Stacks on the mill. Kerno at the bottom of the pack. And eventually, umpire says, no, I'll give it a ball up on the outer side. We've played just on 9 minutes here at the QEO in the second semi-final. The Dragons lead by 12 points.
Umpire Goodrich throws it in there. Hosking wins the tap. I just feel like he's got Compston at the moment. As the ball goes over the boundary line, we'll have a ball in.
He can't get into a wrestle, Don, and Kenny, he's got to get away from him.
No, Gobson's probably more agile than Hamish, so if he picks the throw in a little bit quicker, he should be able to get himself in front spot.
Compston, Hosking, using their body there. Hosking wins it, but tapped it straight to Murley again. He gives it to Threlful. His kick smothered, did well, Paul Pratt. Captain Jack Geary getting involved at the bottom of the pack. I wish I had $1 for every time I said that in my commentary career. As we'll have a ball in. We've got some... whose fans are they, Don? Yours, mine, or are they yours, Big Bear? Oh, they look like
I don't think they're anyone's fan. They just want to get on the radio.
They look like Castlemaine boys to me, to be honest.
Picked up by Paul Pratt, out of the pack, kicks it back. Oh, good mark, Geary. No, not paid. The umpire said not far enough. Monty picks it up for the Dogs, kicks it around the corner. Walsh was going back, couldn't take the mark. Nelly gets back onto it, gets tackled by Hickman, and eventually forced over the line. And it will be a throw-in on half forward for the Dogs now on the outer side. Still the 12-point lead to the Dragons. 11 minutes gone, first quarter of the second semi-final.
Umpire will throw it in. Half forward for the Dogs. They've been inside forward 50 perhaps once, and they muffed it. Hosking wins it. Kicks it long to half forward. Turnover. Kicked it straight to Coe. Coe by hand. He's got a running Thrum. Thrum on his left foot. He spots up Burke. Burke now, Jaden Burke, sells some candy, then goes on the left. Doesn't really look. Rough fell over for the Dragons at the wrong time. Paul Pratt put it out of bounds deliberately, surely. Scott Baxter, that was the most obvious thing I've ever seen in my life.
Very much so. Geary, Jack, takes off, kicks, looks inside forward 50. First opportunity they've had for quite some time. Front and square was Toma. Got tackled after he got rid of it. Umpire said exactly that. And he will get a free kick. And he'll kick from about 45 metres out on a very, very slight angle. Got rid of it, Toma. And eventually, just holding on Bryce Kerno that little bit more and flung him to the ground. The umpire wasn't happy with it. Tommy Toma crosses the arc of 50, chips it. Umpire has not moved, and the Dogs get their first of the afternoon. Dragons 2 straight 12, Golden Square 1 straight 6. We've played 13 minutes in this first quarter. Footy Fresh is Bendigo Football Live.
It was really interesting, wasn't it? Bryce gave that free kick away after he actually dropped the pie. He got his hands to it and it popped, and then as we see, dropped the mark. I better make amends of this and put a tackle on, and
you just
gave
gave
the free
that little
kick
bit
away.
more, don't you? When you just make a mistake and then you give one away.
Restart in the middle. Wilkinson swoops on the footy for the Dragons. Hickman did well. Tackle, all tied up, out of side. Umpire letting it go. still treading water, blow the whistle, which he does, and we'll have a ball up. Stoppage, 2 goals straight, 12 Sandhurst. Golden Square, 1 goal straight, 13 minutes gone, first turn.
Compton hits it out wide, picking it up, trying to get out there was Hickman. There's going to be a free kick though off the ball, and it will go to the Dogs. I think it's Monty that has the ball. And he will, well, he stops, he props, he waits, and then decides to go inside forward 50, big pack, punch from behind, front square, Hartley. He gave the long one to Do Good. He couldn't get the handball out, picked up by the Dragons. A 1-2, Conforti to Collins, outside, finds Day Wicks, and he takes a good strong mark on halfback.
Day Wicks now, into the side, left footer, into the middle, attacking kick, good punch, Jonathan Coe by the Dogs, into the middle it goes. Umpire blows his whistle too high. Free kick. Looks like it will be to the Dogs.
Will be.
Monty, is it? No, no, it's James. James now on the left. Short pass. Curnow did well defensively for the Dragons. Dives in after the football. Toma ties it up. And halfway between the centre and half forward, Golden Square in attack. We'll have a ball up. Halfway through the first term, 2 goals straight to 1 goal straight. Dragons lead.
Hoskin, Cromson, Hoskin gets the tap down. Hartley was there. Hickman couldn't. No one could pick it up. Eventually, Coghlan Lee gave it off to Stagg. He went over and just handballed it away. And they defend from half-back. A quick kick, bouncing ball. Who's going to be first there? Stewart picks up, goes around the corner, looking for his man, who takes a good strong mark there in Freckleton.
Freckleton, short pass. Oh, it was a good defensive bit of work there by Connick. He got his fist in there.
He ran hard.
The target was Stewart, who ran on and caused the turnover. Well, caused the stoppage, which is out of bounds, and we'll have another ball in. Right on 50. Golden Square attack. Broadcast side. QEO, sun's just popped behind the clouds, but it's perfect conditions. Hosking wins the tap for the Dragons, puts it in the direction of McLean, dives in after the football for the Dragons. They all dive on top of him. Another ball up. Right on 50 again. Golden Square in attack. 6-point margin. Dragons lead. 15 minutes gone opening turn.
Ball thrown in the air. Hoskin wins the tap, but a cut off by Strosh. Strosh goes inside forward 50, long over the back. It's going to bounce over the line, out of bounds for a throw in the forward pocket. At the city end, scoreboard side and the outer side, it'll be thrown back in, deep into attack for the Dogs. They trail by 6 points. Played 15 and a half, first quarter. Hoskin gets himself in front, ball at ground level, no one gets a hand on it. Little tap through by Ireland, he couldn't pick it up. Stacks on the mill, pushed in the back, no free kick. Umpire says give it to me. Johnny Norton, was it? And he says, I'll throw it up.
And he does. He does it very, very quickly. 30 out directly in front. Hoskin grabs it out of the Dragons. Banged it on the boot. Found Paul Pratt. Running shotgun there was Smith. Smith will go long into the middle, but Jonathan Coe is there. Poor kick, didn't look. And a couple of possessions, it looked neat, but I reckon they just banged it on the boot without looking.
Kicks it out wide. He'll find his man out here in Shelton. Takes the mark. Waits, looking. Just decides he's going to kick it up and under. Matty Wilkinson there, punches it to ground level. Running over the top of it was Walsh, couldn't quite get it. Ball coming out the back, Stewart. Diving in there was Toma. James Coghlan, little one over the top, gave it off. Now 1-2, 1-2-3, ends up with Coghlan. That was Lee. He ran. He went deep inside forward 50. Big pack. Right couldn't take it. Ball at ground level. Still Stacks on the mill. Good defence though by the Dogs. Ends up with Do Good, and he was able to hit a teammate, and they go around the corner, but it's going to be a turnover again.
Coghlan now swoops on it. Handball forward. Matthew Wilkinson fumbles the ball, took his eyes off it. About that comment I said about them banging on the boot without looking.
Seen a lot of it all year. They get a chance to run off half back, and it's always a pressured kick into their forward half.
Yeah, it started with Hosking. He just banged it off the boot, and then we've seen just a number of turnovers. Compson versus Hosking was a fresh airy. Jake McLean versus Toma. Toma wins it by hand. He's got Thrum running. Thrum on the left now. Joel Brett, hard, strong lead. He hit him on the chest, but he was just running a bit too fast. Loses his footing. Good contest out of side, and they kill it, the Dragons. Curnow did well. In fact, it might have been Alex Wharton. Joel's not playing. 2 goals straight, 12 Dragons. 1 goal straight, 6 Golden Square. 18 minutes gone opening term in the second semi. Footy fresh as Bendigo Football Live.
Just slightly attacking side of centre wing. Ball thrown in. Hoskin just get rid of his opponent. Happed it over the top to Wilkinson. He had the fumbles. That's twice now. Just can't get a handle on it at the moment. Stacks on the mill. Umpire says, you dived on it, son. You need to get it out. It's going to be a free kick, and it's going to go to Toma for the Dogs. Centre, right on centre wing on the outer side here at the QEO. Second semi-final day. Johnny Hunter, Brian Mansbridge and Don Moran bringing you all the action. Big kick inside forward 50, but getting back and getting behind the ball was Noah Walsh, who takes an easy mark in defence.
He does. He'll be looking to switch, I reckon, with McLean. McLean's hovering. No decides against it and dumps it down the line. Centre wing now. They'll set themselves. Big pack flies. Tried to claim a mark. Might have been Maxted in the middle there. Will not have a bar of it as the umpire blows the whistle.
Just ask the umpire, give him the shrug, says, what's going on, son?
Well, he had a fair piece of it, but just didn't turn out that way. Umpire Baxter now throws the ball in the air. Whistle on play, hold.
The other way this time.
And it's Hoskin's got a free kick.
Hoskin. That's unusual. He doesn't normally get the free kicks for getting held in the ruck. He has an opportunity. Bryce Kerno went past. He went the other way. Kicked it long inside. Toner, though. Or Thrum, is it? It's Thrum, who took a good strong mark across half back again. And the Dogs will repel again. He looks to come out wide. He goes out wide and finds a teammate on the outer side, Hickman, who just holds it up. The Dogs are just waiting, chipping it around. Couldn't quite hit the target. Had to go the 1-2. Ended up with Hickman again. He went inside and found Dogood. Back to the run of Hickman on the right boot now, going down the line. Big pack forms. Oh, Kerno going back with a fly to the ball. Big punch over the line, out of bounds for a throw-in.
He reads the ball well, doesn't he, Bryce? He knew exactly where that was going, and he rolled off his opponent and fisted that well and truly into the crowd. Great defence.
Latter stages of this opening term in the second semi here. 6-point margin. Dragons lead. Hosking for the Dragons wins the tap to Wharton. Wharton, that's Alex around the body, but he's going to cough it up. Dogood getting involved. Thrum. Dogood again. Now he'll go long inside forward 50. Poor kick. He shanked it. Collected by Smith. It's a turnover of the Dragons, and he turns it over and kicked it straight to Tommy Toma.
Toma, well, he tried to just finesse it over the top, and then just that little tackle touch just at the wrong time. He didn't quite get enough on it. And he'll go back and have a shot on goal. He'll have to kick it from right outside 50. He decides to chip it. Has an opportunity going forward. Good work. Good strong mark. Nelly just got caught napping a little bit. And it might be Hickman that's gone in and taken a good strong mark. About 35 metres out on a 45-degree angle.
I think it's Ricky Monty.
Is it Monty?
Yeah.
You are right. Good call. Thanks, Don. Monty, yellow boots. I didn't take notice, did I? For the Dogs to even this game up. He comes in. He gets it right through the middle, has he? He has. And he's evened it up here at the QEO. 2 goals apiece here at the 21-minute mark of this first quarter. Well, second semi-final day at the QEO. And it is all tied up, Don Moran.
What's interesting is that Golden Square very patient when they actually get a stop from a mark or a free kick and trying to dissect their way through, whereas Sandhurst just want to bomb it onto their boot when they get it under pressure. So yeah, totally different look at it, isn't it?
They've settled, haven't they? Now the Dogs, up they go. Umpire Goodrich throws it in the air. Compston wins it. Murley couldn't quite collect. Now it's Coughlin for the Dragons. He coughs it up as well. Murley, he collects nicely, gives it to Dogood. Dogood of the Dogs puts it in the path of Monty. Monty picks it up. Oh, he steps, dances around 3 of them. Then he handballs forward to Hickman. And that was a good intercept by Coughlin. Caused the turnover. Conforti getting involved. He goes inside forward 50. Stagg runs onto the football. And it's a free kick anyway. Yep. Stagg had the goals open, I reckon. Didn't decide to take the advantage, so it'll come back to Maxted directly in front and should convert on.
He should. He's a nice kick. I know that I gave him a hard time last year, but he's had a year to fix this little stutter in his run-up. So let's see what happens, Brian.
Watch it with interest.
I don't care if he stutters, just kick it like you normally do in the outfield. That's probably the best way to go about it.
Yeah,
Skip. There was a skip, John. Just a little one. and kicks a goal. The Dragons reply and take the lead back, 3 goals straight 18 to 2 goals straight 12. We're in the dying moments of the opening term. Second semi, Footy Fresh is Bendigo Football Live.
I know I was pretty hard on him last year, but he hasn't changed his run up. But as you said, doesn't matter how it looks as long as he make good connection from hand to foot, and he did that, didn't he? So that's his second for the first quarter.
That little skip though, but there was a continuation of a 4 or 5 step. It's not just a skip and then try and kick. It was get into another movement and keep that ball running further forward. Ball back in the middle, thrown up in the air. Hoskin wins it down straight to Paul Pratt. Comes out the back to James Coughlin for the Dragons around the corner. Puts it up and under. Oh, get him there. Connick couldn't quite take it. Picked up by Conforti, and he was tackled and brought to ground. What interests me about the kick going inside forward 50 was Conforti was on the right foot. Haven't seen that for very much. Doesn't use it a great deal, but it was very nice.
Up they go. Contest. Monty emerges with the footy for the Dogs. He'll go to half forward. Rough. Good defensive punch from behind. Fists it towards the boundary line. Freckleton collects for the Dogs. Handballs it, but he stepped over the line as he handballed it. It would have been a turnover anyway, so probably a good result. 3 goals straight, 18 Dragons. 2 goals straight, 12 the Dogs. 24 minutes gone. Opening term. Footy Fresh is Bendigo Football Live.
Ruckman set themselves again. Hoskin taps it down, but coming off there was Monty. Got a quick kick inside forward 50. Brad picked it up, went around the corner, got on the right boot, put it towards the goal, but across the face a tiny bit. The first minor of the game. 2-1-13. The Dogs, they trail Sandhurst 3 straight 18. We played 24 and a half in this first quarter of the second semi, and Bryce Curnow is about to bring it back into play for the Dragons.
Plays on from fullback, runs 10 metres, then thumps it into the middle. They fly. Only one flew really. It was Shelton of the Dogs. Plays on quickly. He's got Threlfall on left half forward for the Dogs in attack now. He's got leads. Vaz ignores it. He's got one in the pocket if he wants to go there with Stewart. Decides against it. Top of the square. Strosh is in the middle of the pack. Big thump from behind. Contested footy. Hickman. Good strong tackling also by the Dragons. And they'll tie it up directly in front. Almost 40 metres out. Dogs in attack. They trail by 5 points. 25 minutes gone. Opening term.
Hoskin wins it down again. Curnow, little tap through the pack. Off the ground, that was Lee Coughlin. Put it out towards Thrum, who took the mark on the outer side. 65 out from his goal. He looks inside the forward arc. Stutters, gets on that left boot, bangs it long, goes deep into the pocket. Getting up in front though, McLean for the Dragons takes an easy mark from about 35 metres out from his defensive goal. He's got the switch if he wants it. He's got Nelly. Well, he's got 3 of them. They're all standing there. Ireland was the end one. Collins on the end of it, now goes down the wing, centre wing, big fly, couldn't take it. Running through there was Day Wicks, he get the handball away. Off the ground it was Thrum, left foot, went towards Hickman, picking it up, running through the pack, they go long, is it a goal? James, was it?
Yep.
Missed it, no good. Out of bounce, or through for another minor score. 2-2-14. The Dogs, they trail Sandhurst 3 straight 18, 26 and a half gone. First quarter.
Curnow played on from fullback. He gives it to Nelly. Dragons now down the line. Good 100-handed mark by Dogood of the Dogs. You sense the Dogs are on top now. After a slow start, it's a long ball, but he kicks it high. Curnow's going to be in the area. Don't put it near him. Nelly, 3 deep, did well for the Dragons defensively and just plucked it off the top of the pack.
He leant into his opponent there, Don. He just leant into him, held him underneath the ball and took an easy mark.
Bryce Curnow did the hard work.
He did. He got back, got there. He played on, went around the man. Big fly, Thornton from 3 back. Took a nice mark on centre wing for the Dragons. Late in the quarter. Can they get it forward? He plays on now. The umpire says go. He goes long, goes out wide. Big pack forms, but it's going to be a mark to the Dogs. And they'll quickly play on. Goes through, finds Zabe Murley in the centre of the ground. He comes across, finds Vass and takes the mark. Right just at the back end of the square as there is a little fracas going on. You watch the footy, I'll watch the fight.
Gee, it is going on too as Freckleton went to Hartley. Hartley now goes long. He's got a player on. It was okay to Burke. Burke, a little cute handball over the top, was okay to Monty. Monty of the Dogs. Target is Freckleton. He's got prime position. Didn't quite get it. Jake McLean did well not to infringe. Threlfall grabbed it by the Dogs. Good tackle from behind by the Dragons. Jake McLean did well, and he tied them all up, and he's away quickly, and he goes to Curnow.
He went quickly to Curnow. Curnow went quickly on the boot under pressure and found Matty Wilkinson. As it just starts to tighten up out here. Ireland, he went across the ground. He had Nelly on the outer side. Nelly dropped probably what he should have taken. Paul now under pressure. Had to get it away. He did. Got it back to Ireland. They just need to settle. Good kick coming in. Finds Mills.
Gee, need to take a breath in a minute, Don, I think. It's up and about, isn't it?
You're going well, yeah. You're doing a good job.
Mills kicks it long. Kicks it to a pack. Thornton is there. Toma through hands. Whistle for a push. Doesn't matter. The siren for quarter time. What an entertaining game we got here going in the second semi between Golden Square and Sandhurst. Quarter time in the Heathcote District Football Netball League. Mount Pleasant 3-4-22. Lead White Hills 1-5-11. It's really heated up in the kitchen here. Don't go anywhere. Stick with us. There's 3/4 of red-hot football to come. At the moment, a 4-point margin. Sandhurst lead. 3 goals straight, 18 to Golden Square, 2-14. Footy Fresh is Bendigo Football Live.
It feels like home, it feels like home. Berry plant, it feels like home. A place for you, a place for now. And Berry Plant will show you how. Turn the key and flick the light. Bendigo, you know it's right. Feels like home, it feels like home. Berry Plant, it feels like feels like home, it feels like home. Berry plant, it feels like home. A place for you, a place for now. And berry plant will show you how. Turn the key and flick the light. Bendigo, you know it's right. Feels like home, it feels like home. Berry plant, it feels like home.
A couple. Matty Wilkinson, Curnow as per usual. Hosking in the ruck I thought was very good. And Sam Conforti, well, I thought he was going to end up with leather pausing early. He probably had about 9 or 10 in that quarter, so he probably run out of a bit of puff late in the quarter.
He just keeps racking him up, doesn't he?
He does, yep. And uses the ball very, very well.
Goal kickers for the Dragons, Maxted's got 2, and Wilkinson, that's Matthew with 1. And singles for Golden Square to Monty and Toma. So, interesting start. Golden Square took a little bit of time to get on their bike, Don.
Yeah, they did, didn't they? They're very patient trying to cut back through Sandhurst's press. They do that very, very well and push up. And we saw a couple of times there where they miskicked and turned it over, and Sandhurst just didn't capitalise on those turnovers. They probably could have hurt them a little bit there. But there's a little bit of niggle late as well. But I thought for a final, you usually see that early, but it didn't sort of appear until now. So I'm not sure what that is, John. But back in the day, the niggle was part of it.
And before it, even.
Yeah.
Before
Used to make sure of it before you started.
Quarter time in Heathcote District Football League in the preliminary final. Mount Pleasant 3-4-22, White Hills 1-5-11. Just about to get the second term underway. Footy Fresh's Bendigo Football Live. Second semi-final, Golden Square against Sandhurst. Here's Brian Mansbridge.
Well, it's back in the middle. Second semi-final day at the Curio in, well, what is a beautiful day, beautiful afternoon. You can't play football today, you can't play footy. Umpire holds it aloft. Cromston, Hosking set themselves up in the middle. Hosking wins the tap down. Big punch away though from Cromston. Went towards Murley. He gave it off to Hickman. They go inside forward 50, but it's been cut off by Ruff for the Dragons, and he'll chip it out wide to the outer side.
So he finds McLean, opposite back pocket. Further afield, target is Smith. Smith lets it bounce, then collects, showed composure. Handball, let it bounce as well, was Paul Pratt. Now they're away. Wilkinson's on his own. Curnow, in fact, it's Wharton. Alex Wharton's running. He's open. It'll bounce for him. If it sits, the goals are open. It's a foot race. Strosh is up. He's behind. And it's a goal. Wharton found time, found space, swooped on the football and banged it through for their 4th in this second semi. 4 straight, 24 Sandhurst, Golden Square 2-2-14, opening stages, second term, Footy Fresh as Bendigo Football Live.
We set off here, didn't we, about reluctant Sandhurst to switch, and what did they do? Straight away, they must have been listening, John, must have been listening. And you can see straight away, it just opens up the ground and it gives them an opportunity to get to the fat side and an open goal. So well done, Alex Wharton.
Geez, Wharton and Curnow look alike when they run, don't they? With the ball scones, though, don't they? I thought it was Curnow for a minute.
Yeah. Big punch out of the middle. Off the back, though, Walsh went right back. Curnow took it and then was quickly tackled from behind, brought to ground. And eventually held up as Brett gives the ball back to the umpire. And he'll throw it in the air again. Hoskin again got a little held, and he will get hold again. A free kick. He doesn't get too many. He goes on that left boot, puts it long to the outer side, trying to turn his opponent, but getting back off, fumbling. Whoa, Thornton gave it off to Collins. Collins went towards goal, bouncing, and through for another one. It is Stagg this time, and again the Dragons get their 5th. They go 5 straight 30. They lead the Dogs 2-2-14. We've played only about 2 minutes in this second quarter here at the QEO in the second semi-final day.
It's Collins' second kick. So he's going all right at 50-50,
50%, yeah. He'll take 50-50 anytime, won't you?
Oh, for sure. And like, yeah, when he has an opportunity to run on it like that and he sees the goals, he's a beautiful finisher. So terrific effort again.
You're right, Don. They've just opened up in the forward zone, just creating space. Baxter, umpire, throws it up in the air, fresh airy. They try to swoop on it. Compston getting involved as well. A little toe poke, puts it towards the wing. Running onto it is Noah Walsh of the Dragons. Taps it to Jake McLean. Back to Walsh. Dragons looking effective here, but it's a poor kick, as I say. Look for Conforti. Keeps it in. No, he didn't. Outer side wing. Ball in. True centre wing. Swimming pool side. 30 playing 14. Dragons lead. Opening stages. Second term. Footy fresh is Bendigo Football Live.
Well, finals footy. Sometimes you can get opened up, and the Dragons have opened up the Dogs in the first couple of minutes of this second quarter. Ball thrown back in. Crompton and the big Hosking. Tackled to ground. Hickman didn't have it, and he will get a free kick. James Coughlin just deciding to hold on to him a little bit too long. Umpire said, thank you very much. Little chip forward. Tomek came forward. Hartley's been very quiet, hasn't he? We haven't seen much of him, and he's normally their motivator and engine room. Toma goes out long and wide. Speak of the devil, is it? And he shall come as he gets in the kick now. And it's Ryan Hartley. He'll chip it short. Oh, just made the distance, did it? And they'll go inside forward 50. Long, big pack. Oh, hands from behind. Going in hard was Brett there. Oh, it was actually Burke. They came out the pack, up and under. Big pack forms. There's going to be a free kick, is it?
Morecambe's got a free kick. Yeah.
Hamish got held in the air, did he, by Liam Ireland, I think, is it? And he'll have a shot on goal now, nearly directly in front from about 35 metres out. Well,
didn't look like there was much in it. All eyes at the ball. It was a high ball in.
Everyone was up and under. I was watching how high it went. Morecambe gets hold of it. Oh, he's wasted an opportunity. Puts it through for another minor score and takes the Dogs down to 2-3-15. They trail the Dragons 5 straight 30, 4.5 gone. Second quarter.
Curnow, he always plays on from fullback and runs straight down the middle and launches it. Maxted from behind. He was probably the intended target. Shoveling ball by Walsh. He coughed it up though. Turnover, gave it to Jack Geary. Jack Geary now goes to Jaden Burke. Oh, Jake Thrum, the old Falcon, was it?
She bounced up on him, Johnny.
Head butted the ball.
He did.
And they all jumped on top of him, and halfway between centre and half forward. Dragons into attack, City end. We'll have a ball up, 15-point margin. Dragons lead, 5 minutes in. Second term, footy fresh is Bendigo Football Live.
Ball in the middle of the park. No one really got hands on it. Eventually, the Dragons get it out. Wharton ran onto it, got tackled by Mondi. He's going to get a free kick. Inside, just inside the arc of 50. It was probably a little bit accidental, but it was there. It was a high tackle. Just fell on top of him as Collins runs around, closely followed by Captain Jack. Plays on, goes inside forward 50, big pack. Maxted was there, punch, front and square. Handball came out from the Dogs. Eventually it went out to Vass. He went back, found Thrum. Thrum, a little awkward kick around the corner, got all the way back. Kerner, who was standing there, handballed it out. Couldn't hit a target. Eventually Wharton picked it up, gave it back to Kerno. He put it back inside forward 50, bouncing ball. Daywicks tries to keep it in, couldn't quite. Over the line, out of bounds for a throw in the Rifle Brigade pocket here at the QEO in this second quarter. We've played just on 6 minutes. It is 30 playing 15, a 15-point lead to the Dragons.
They lead. Dogs seem to be asleep in the opening minutes of this second term like they were in the first. They need to just get on the board. Hosking wins the tap, puts it to a dangerous area. Stagg picks it up, tries to make a path. Day Wicks will collect now. On the left, he'll go goalward. It won't be a goal. It's a minor score. And puts it through to a 16-point margin, 31 playing 15. Dragons lead, 7 minutes gone. Second term, footy fresh as Bendigo Football Live.
Well, Sandhurst has pushed forward and their forward entry's been really, really ruthless, hasn't it? And put them under a fair bit of nervous tension here by the look of it. So it'll be interesting to see if they're going to hold on and stem one with the flow here.
Geary, full back. Comes out to the grandstand side. Big pack, front square was Coe. He got the handball on. There was a little tap over the back, trying to get Strosh on the end of it. Well, Conforti just ran past him, grabbed hold of the ball, and knew he was going to get tackled. He was taken to ground, and it will be a ball up on centre wing.
Hosking now against Compston. Hosking wins the tap. Taps it towards Stagg. Hartley getting involved for the Dogs. Ground level whistle on play. Another stoppage centre wing.
Hamish Hosking is just absolutely dominating this. Ability to get in front.
Does it again. Puts it in the path of Toma. Toma around the corner on the left. Morecambe got an unlucky bounce. It went to the back door, and then now it's Walsh. Walsh across half-back, finds Smith. Smith turns and goes as well. Looks like a bit of a set play the way they're moving it. McLean goes forward. Coughlin now receives. He'll go long. They'll set themselves. Day Wicks, front and centre though. Matthew Wilkinson danced left, right, goalward, bouncing footy, minor score. Big chance. Another one gone missing. 32 playing 15. Dragons lead. 8 minutes gone. Second term footy fresh as Bendigo Football Live.
Tommy Toma from fullback plays on. He'll go the hands to the outer side. Geary to Trelful then down the wing on the outer side. Smith stands front and square. Coughlin read it better off the ground. He gave it to McLean. He went out wide, found Mills. Mills went inside forward 50, poor kick and turnover, and the Dogs take an easy mark inside their defensive 50 arc.
They're under pressure at Shelton of the Dogs. Outer side. Poor kick, putting teammates under pressure. Dogood sockers it to the wing, manages to keep it in front of him, and he's out. Good bit of play. One bounce. He's running at full steam. He goes goalward, puts it in the pocket. Good spot up to Barrett. Probably not in the perfect position, but he's up pretty close, so he'll go around the body and have a shot at goal.
The first time we've seen that aggressive run off half-back. They got out after that poor kick, but it's amazing when you push that forward ball and players run onto it. It does open up the opposition, get in behind their press. But I'm with you. Yeah, this is going to be a difficult shot.
Dogood, he had that momentum, didn't he? It was like a swell. It's a shot at goal, and
butchered it. Absolutely.
I thought he might have went around the body on the left, which obviously didn't like the
He watched too much TV.
32 playing 16. The big boys, they know how to do it, don't they? 10 minutes gone, second term. Footy fresh is Bendigo Football Live.
Dragons straight down the middle again. Over the back, they got the numbers. Bouncing ball. Good work, though, by the defence of Vass. He went out wide. Gave it to Brett. He went bang inside forward 50, got over the back, and again a good mark taken in deep in there by Barrett, who will have an opportunity again in that same pocket, but a lot closer. This time, will he go around the corner and try and get it on the left?
So I should be a coach, Don, sure.
He will this time. Goes around the corner, gets not all of it, and across the face, and it's over the line. Touch, though. And it will be a ball in the opposite forward pocket. That'll be the old South Bendigo social rooms forward pocket of the QEO.
So you stick to your day job, John.
Yeah.
It's not a hard game, though, Don, really, is it? It looks pretty easy from up here.
You can make it pretty hard.
The ball's in the hot spot. In the forward zone for Golden Square, we're going to have another stoppage. There are a lot of players around this footy.
Only one player behind the centre square.
16-point margin. Hartley tries to don't argue. Umpire lets him get away with it. Walsh is away, though. Gives it to Connacht. Spreads it wide. I reckon he's going to cough it up, and he kicks it straight to James of Golden Square.
Well, that's a poor kick. He had Maxted thinking that he was going to take it. A little chip inside. Finds Vass. Vass then goes inside and finds his teammate there in Burke. Burke comes all the way across and finds the run of Harrison Burke. He goes inside forward 50. No one can take the mark. Ball at ground level. Can 40 there. They've got the numbers, though, the Dragons. Ends up with Stagg. He went out wide. Mills is there. Eventually, no one could get hold of it. Brett sees it over the line out of bounds for a throw-in.
Updating the Loddon Valley Grand Final. Quarter time, Morong 1-7, leading Pyramid Hill 1-3. Usually Morong are up by about 100 points by quarter time, aren't they?
Normally.
As the umpire will throw it in. Golden Square in attack. Hosking wins it again. Using his body. He's got the better of Compton at the moment, one feels. 49 out from goal. It's another stoppage.
He definitely has his ability to get that big frame in front and get his hands on the ball first. It's pretty good to watch, actually.
Hoskin knocks it down. Lee Coughlin was on it, but as soon as he got hold of the ball, he was quickly tackled and brought to ground. And umpire said, Johnny Norton said, give it a man, I'll throw it in the air again. He does. This time Hoskin pushes him out of the pack and then gives the free kick away, and it will be a free kick to Matty Compton for the Dogs on half forward. He gets called to play on. He goes deep inside, and Curnow just floating across the pack takes an easy mark and chips it out and finds Wharton.
Wharton's been pretty good in the back zone for the Dragons. He'll dump it long, looking for Thornton. Dave Wicks is in the area. Big punch, Compton. That's what he's going to have to do defensively. All the little things just to make up for a little bit of a Well, he's not getting absolutely towed up, but certainly Hosking's got the better of him at the moment.
Yes, probably just got to play him a little bit different, like he did at Golden Square, where he played off him a bit and didn't get into that one-on-one tackling mode, which he's just not going to win against the bigger man. As the ball was knocked to the ground, no one has hold of it, and eventually umpire Norton said there's going to be a free kick, and it's going to go to, I think it's going to the Dogs. It's going to be a free kick to Hickman. Didn't see what that was for, but Hickman will take it on centre wing, grandstand side. He chips it down the line. Good mark there by Bass.
Bass now, too far out to score. 50, he's not now. Umpire John Norton's on the money. We'll send it goalward.
Glad you said on the money, because that previous free kick to Compton, Conforti was standing in that protected area, and that should have been a 50 and a kick from in front of the goals, and he missed that one. But he's picked up Leon Highland there for Ireland for moving on the stand call.
Costly mistake here, because
That's what they needed though, isn't it, to keep them in it?
Dragons have had the momentum. It's a 16-point margin. The worst thing that could happen for the Dogs here is Vaz miss it. That
Putting
is.
the moz on him.
Oh, well, I am, but I won't. As he puts it straight through the middle. So the Dogs get one back. It's now a 10-point margin, and that is costly for the Dragons, who, as I said, have had all the momentum. It is now 5-2-32 Sandhurst to 3-4-22. 10-point margin midway second term in this second semi. Footy fresh as Bendigo Football Live.
Yeah, the free kicks have gone Hamish's way, haven't they? Hosking's way, and we've managed to get one the other way. Yeah, it'd be interesting watching this now and see whether Thompson changes things up, because he's getting an absolute hiding, to be honest.
Ball back in the middle. Umpire throws it in the air. There's a whistle on play. Don't know what was going on. Who is the free kick is going to go to?
It's got to be Sandhurst.
Someone's broken.
Yeah, Vaz was inside the square.
Yeah, he was inside the square. So it is a Dragons free kick, and Hoskin will take it in the middle of the ground. He's got numbers on the outside. He decides to go on that left boot. He puts it deep inside. Maxted from 3 back. Can't take the mark. Big punch away by the defence. Oh, under pressure. Had an opportunity. No free kick. Ended up with Thrum. Banged it on the boot. Put it out wide. Running out, taking an easy mark is Brett.
Brett now will turn and go. You go to half forward. Contest forms too high. It'll be a Dragons free kick. Defending player was Barrett. Quarter time in the preliminary final out of Princes Park in the BFNL, thanks to Norm Jenkin. Harcourt lead 6-4-40 for Trentham 2-1-13.
Wharton went all the way back, found Walsh. Walsh went down the ground, found Coghlan. That was James, who just came up and led at it and took an easy mark. He had a teammate rough on the outer side. They did well, though. The defence do good. Been very good for the Dogs. Handballed it in front of him. Gave it back to James Coghlan. He gave it to Wharton. Then eventually down the line, a little chip over the top. Didn't hit the target. Burke just ducked the head, got underneath. Maxted picked it up. He got tackled by Dogood. Brought to ground. Umpire says, give it a man, I'll ball it up. Right in front of us here at the QEO. It is 32 played 22, a 10-point margin to the Dragons. 16 minutes gone. Second quarter, I should say.
Hosking just ragged old Compton then. Just a much stronger man. Fumbling footy. Connick. They've got enough to recover. Hosking again. Don't argue. On this time was on James. Deep inside forward 50. The football goes. Whistle. Free kick, and it'll go the opposite way. It'll go to Jonathan Coe of the Dogs. Spreads it wide to Stewart. Stewart handballs backwards in order to go forward. Shelton further afield, and he spots up Jake Thrum.
Thrum, right in front of the scoreboard here at the QEO. 16 and a half gone. Second quarter. Thrum now just going to go long. Oh, he stopped, he propped. He had to get around his opponent. He did. Then put it on that left boot down to the wing. Big fly from behind. It was Walsh. 3 back. Flyer flew up over the top, kicked it inside, found Stagg, had to go one way, banged it on the boot, put it inside forward 50, big pack forms, got over the back. Good work, both. The defence was there. They works it in with Hickman. Hickman then works it to the wing. No one there going back, easily taking a chest mark is Noah Walsh for the Dragons.
Playing that role again this afternoon across half back Walsh. They need to put some time into him. That's what it's coming to. Thornton did well, but the ball spills to Vaz. Vaz of the Dogs kicks it to the wing. Freckleton taps it forward to Brett. They're moving it forward. Got the numbers. Freckleton's just far too strong. Ball spills now. Turnover. Dragons. Rough. Handballs it to a contest. Connick getting involved. Handballs now. Curnow. Just a little give to Smith. Smith to half forward. Looking for Collins. Also getting involved. Wharton. Half forward. Stoppage. All tied up. And we'll have a ball up. 10-point margin. Dragons lead. Footy Fresh is Bendigo Football Live. Dragons in attack.
Centre half forward. Ruckman set themselves again. Big tap though, again, won by Hoskin. Tried to put James Coughlin on the end. He picked it up, but he was quickly tackled. Umpire said it's not coming out of there, give it to me, and I'll ball it up again. Right on the arc. That's going to be a free kick. It will be. Paul Pratt. Poor Tommy Toma just giving one into the midriff. Gave it off to Lee Coughlin going inside, and Daywicks came out and took an easy mark. About 50 metres out. He'll kick it from 50. Grandstand side of the QEO. He'll need every bit of distance to get it to the line. How's his kicking formed, John?
I think
Don?
he'll kick it.
He's a nice kick, but I haven't seen much because he's been the Pioneers all year.
Well, normally those kids can kick it 50 and kick it at 50 easy. Let's have a look. Son of a gun. Gets on the left boot. Runs the arc a little bit. Distance is not going to be a problem. Accuracy probably is. And it's punched through, probably from behind the line for a minor score. 5-3-33. The Dragons lead the Dogs. 3-4-22. 19 minutes gone, second quarter. Footy Fresh is Bendigo Football Live, John.
Daywicks, he reminds me of Matthew Lloyd when he kicks it. His name moves a little bit on the left as the ball goes long. It's a pretty big wrap too. Good mark by Mills. The Dragons right half forward. Mills now. Oh, he's got a player on in Conforti. Poor
Now,
checking Dogs.
He can kick the distance.
And he
now,
goes. Poor checking again by Thrum. Conforti goalward. It's sailing and it is offline. Geez, they've had some chances here to Sandhurst to make the Dogs pay. They could pay the other way later in the game. Important possession. 34 playing 22. Dragons lead. Almost 20 minutes gone. Second term. Footy Fresh is Bendigo Football Live.
Now we've had 20 minutes, 15 of those have been in Sandhurst forward 50. It's been a big push, hasn't it?
Jake Thrum decides to go to the outer side this time. Big pack will form out the outer side. No one can take the mark. James Coughlin ran into a big tackle there from his opponent in Burke, but it's going to be a free kick. And no, it was James, I think. And it's going to be a free kick for holding on too long. Chips it over the top. Finds a teammate there in Hartley. He'll just stop and prop for the Dogs. Still on half back. He goes long now, goes inside, well, down the wing. Can't take the mark. They just dropped probably what they should take. Tackled and brought to ground was the Alex Wharton. And eventually the umpire said, give it to me and I'll ball it up on centre wing on the outer side. It's 34 place 22. It's a, 2-goal lead to the Dragons. 20 minutes to go on into time on in this second quarter.
Mark, Golden Square now, across right half forward against the boundary line. Might be Stewart that's marked the footy. Hard up against the line. Just taking his time. Umpire says you've got to kick it, which he does. Still creeps it around the boundary line. Thrum playing up forward, got a fist on it and puts it out of bounds, and it'll be a ball in. 51 metres out from goal. 22 playing 34. Dogs looking to get one on the board before half time. It'll be against the flow if they happen to pinch one here, and it'll be just what Christian Carter would be looking for. Umpire throws it in now. Up they go in the ruck. Compston against Hosking. Compston, big thump. He thumped it straight to McLean though. They've got numbers. Mills getting involved. He cocks it up. Hickman, then Wharton. So a number of turnovers eventually, and now they're safe. It'll be the Dragons, and they're away. Oh,
Maxted chipped it, and he chipped it straight to Captain Jack Geary. I don't know what he was trying to do. He was trying to get it to Lee Coughlin, but eventually just didn't hit it. Now he just goes inside, big punch from behind the defence, picked up there nicely by Wilkinson. He had to duck under it, did. Now just chips it out wide, has a player in Thornton there, just couldn't hit the target. Bouncing ball over the line out of bounds, and it will be a throw-in on half forward for the Dragons here at the QEO. Second semi-final day 5-4-34, the Dragons lead. It's Golden Square 3-4-22. 22 and a half gone for second quarter.
Probably 6 or 7 minutes remaining in this second term. Sandhurst have had the better, well, of the whole game, to be honest, hence they lead. Compton was a little bit better on that occasion. Might be just trying to
do something
push off.
different.
Yeah, well, Hosking was complaining that he got a hold then, but it's going to be another stoppage. Umpire Goodrich, left half forward. Dragons in attack. City end. Hosking, in fact, Compton won it on that occasion. Wharton dives in after it for the Dragons. Geary is there. Captain Jack Geary for the Dogs. Another stoppage. Still on left half forward. Ball up. 34 playing 22. Dragons lead. 23 minutes have ticked over in the second term. Footy fresh is Bendigo Football Live.
Hoskin wins this tap. Geary, though, takes it off the pack, gives it off to his teammate Hartley. They go inside forward 50. Big pack forms. The Giraffe just standing his ground, takes an easy mark. He'll chip it inside. Mills takes the mark, looks to give the handball off. Had a couple go past, decided not to go. He chips it down the line. Big Collins comes out. Oh, Big Collins, probably not big, but came out, took the mark. Andrew Collins arced around, right foot inside forward 50. Paul, kick, turnover. Trelford takes an easy mark for the defensive Dogs.
Don't see skill errors of that magnitude by Collins often. As the ball came out from Trelford, went to Jack Geary, fumble.
One for one, Don.
I was about to say he hasn't seen much of it, so it's probably a little bit lack of touch right now for a quality player.
He's down to 33% now, isn't he, Don? Or
Yeah.
33.3.
Yeah, didn't he?
Hosking grabs it out of the air. Dragons by hand. Paul Pratt on the left. He'll put it inside forward 50. Thornton's there, front and centre. It was nice by Wharton. Goes around the body, up the chimney. Collins has got a mark, surely.
He has.
He was out of position. He grabbed it with one hand, didn't he, Don? Tell me.
It rolled down his arm, Donny, I think.
I think he just got lucky. Right spot, right time. No, he wasn't the right spot, but his body work was fantastic. Well, you know, I'm not here to take his stats, but when he's such a quality player, you do notice him because they're always pretty special. So.
It was a horrible kick to him as well.
Yeah.
And players like that make things happen, don't they?
They do.
Half a chance. He won't miss this. He's directly in front. He will not miss. He's too good of a player. 30. I'm setting myself up for a fall.
Aren't you? What?
Not on this occasion, though.
That's 2 for the quarter.
Andy Collins on the board again.
And he's running at 50% again.
He goes back out to that 50%, as Don said. 18-point margin, so it's creeping out again. It's still manageable, but it's 6-4-40 to 3-4-22, the Dogs. So that's an 18-point margin. 25 minutes gone. Second term. It's the second semi. Footy fresh as Bendigo Football Live.
Just checking Hosking, boys. He's stretching a hamstring. Keep an eye on him.
I will. Can't sort of miss you.
No, Freckleton gone into the ruck though for the Dogs. Well, he just takes it out of the ruck again, bangs it on the boot, puts it inside forward 50, but it's been cut off by Shelton. Shelton then plays on quickly, tries to get it. Well, it wasn't meant for Thrum, but he ended up taking a good one-hander. He chipped it though. Turnover, ball coming out. Paul Pratt picks it up, gets a little kick around the corner. Again, Daywicks is going to be first there, gets tackled, tries to handball it out, does now. Paul Pratt followed up, ball tapped out by Trelford, and eventually it's going to be a free kick. It's going to go back to Paul Pratt, who was held on to, and he'll take the free kick right in front of us and put the Dragons inside forward 50 again.
He'll set the tone here. Max dead. Probably acted a little bit for one as Shelton slid into the mark for the Dogs, which causes a turnover. Defensive 50. He spreads it to the pocket. He needs to be careful to Thrum. Thrum takes the mark comfortably right at the death knock. Thrum now just spins the ball in his hands, plays on, gets around far too easily. Now he'll go long. Dumps it towards the wing. Fly. Is that a whistle on play? It is.
Yeah,
was that a mark?
Yeah, you got a shove.
Got a shove, and it's Morecambe.
Well, Morecambe will take the free kick. He goes down the ground. Now, Geary gets onto the end of it, has to give it back, gave it to his teammate. Now they'll come inside forward 50, low ball. Brett picks it up, little chip around the corner, bouncing ball, he's put it through. The Dogs go from end to end, and they end up with a goal on the board. And Joel Brett gets his first of the afternoon, and the Dogs get their fourth. They go to 4 goals for 28. They trail the Dragons 6-4-40. We've played 27 minutes in this second quarter. Footy fresh is Bendigo Football Live.
Very, very good. That they open them up when they get in behind their press, and you can see that. So if they can continue to do that, they can quickly sneak back into this.
Two game names getting involved, Morecambe and Brett, big players. Hosking wins the tap, Conforti collects, puts it in the path of Maxted. In fact, it goes too far beyond him. Collins is in the area as well, 50 out from goal, good strong body, but emerging there, and Captain Jack Geary with the footy over the top. He'll go to the wing. Turnover. He's caused another turnover and kicked it straight to Cooper Smith.
Smith chips it down the line. Oh, Hartley got back, got a hand to it. Came off the pack. Stewart again kicked it, and Murley took a mark quickly. He will have to move it quick. He does. He goes out wide. He's got a teammate all the way out there by himself in Barrett. He'll look to go and play on. Just holding it up. They're just mucking it around with it. End up with Murley again. He runs towards goal. He goes long, and another one to the Dogs. Well, 2 in a row. They go to 5-4, 34. They trail the Dragons 6-4, 40. We've played 25 minutes here in this second quarter. And 2 in a row, Donny, and something from nothing.
Yeah, red time goals hurt, don't they? And they just managed to both times get in behind their defence and their press, and it opened up the game. That was a great shot from Zave Murley. He wasn't long in front of that where he was involved with that intercept, and then ran on again, and yeah, well finished.
Half-time in the Heathcote Football League. White Hills 4-12-36. Mount Pleasant 4-5-29. Back into the restart in the middle. Hosking from the restart. He socketed off the ground, but it went straight to Thrum of the Dogs. Thrum now to the wing. Overrunning the footy is Curnow. It's one-on-one against Morecambe. Morecambe, Curnow. Boundary line wins. And we'll have a ball in. Halfway between centre wing and left half forward.
Hosking's labouring, boys.
Labouring?
Yeah. He's had about 58 possessions.
He's probably got a bit tired, yeah.
Well, I reckon the Dogs' defence is on top at the moment. They just can't score when they go inside forward 50. Ball off the pack. Hartley's tackled, held on. Half-time here in the second semi-final at the QEO. And the Dragons 6-4-40 lead Golden Square 5-4-34.
So you said he was labouring, Don. Do you think, you mentioned he might have stretched his hamstring, but the amount of wrestling off the ball that he's done in that first half, it's a power of work, isn't it?
Oh, it is a power of work. But just watching him, yeah, he's just stretching, and yeah, he's a bit worried about it. You have a look at him walking now. He's not moving too well. So he is a huge cog in their engine, as we know. So it'll be interesting to see what they can do for him over the break and get him up for this second half, because he's had a dominant display in the ruck, giving their mids first use so far. But you've got to look at the forward setup of Sandhurst. Well, about a 30-minute quarter, and it's probably been 28 minutes sitting in their front half, and for Golden Square to be able to hit back and get those goals on behind them, we've got a 6-point game. Could be pretty ugly, to be honest. It could be a very, very different score now.
Well, I just sense that Sandhurst should have been further in front, but if you let it go on for long enough, the mini surge comes from the other end. It always comes from the other end. So
they're both great at their transition off half-back. So when they get an opportunity and they get in behind, they'll score.
Yeah. How'd you say it, Brian?
Yeah, I'm just like going inside forward 50. There was not a lot of connection, was it? It was just bang it and get it in there and hope. The couple of goals that they did kick were crumbing goals. The set shots or going inside forward 50, or where they transitioned, on the run and got over the back and broke them up. So, the Dogs have, looked like they were in a lot of trouble, and then all of a sudden, as Don said, those red time goals are the ones that really, really hurt you. They go in, they've kicked 2 there, and they go in, 3 goals behind at half-time. The Dragons go in there with confidence. Now the Dogs go over there, and I think they'll be in there saying, well, look at it, we haven't played that well. We've coughed up a lot of footy, and it's been inside their forward half, but our defence is on top, and we're only 6 points down. So, if I'm Christian Carter, I'm very, very happy with the way it goes at half-time.
Yeah, it's always a grind, a final, and if you can hang in there long enough and stay within a kick, which they are, Christian will be very, very happy with that. And exactly what you said, Brian, they have not played well.
No.
There's been glimpses of it.
Yep.
Same with Sandhurst, they haven't played well either, and their glimpses have been terrific. you know, the goals kicked early. They surged early when at the start of that second quarter with some free run and open play, and that's resulted in goals. Whereas what we've seen is congestion and fumble and, you know, constant tackle and grass balls throughout that second quarter, and they haven't been able to capitalise. When Andy Collins took that mark under there, that could have gone anyway. It could have been punched clear, and, you know, he's got great craft and took a good mark to sort of just settle it a little bit.
Probably what's you know, what you're looking at now is with whether that week off is going to be telling in the second half, where, you know, the Dragons are coming in fresh. You know, they should be up and about probably, where Square, although they didn't have a hard game, you know, their first final, but still they've spent time on the ground and running around. Still, it'll be interesting to see whether the Dragons are fresher as the game goes on. If they get out the back like they have been early in the quarter, they've done it both times, first quarter, second quarter. They've done it, you know, 2 quick goals and broken up the game, and then they've probably let them back in at the back of the end of the game, which we saw out at Wade Street that second round.
Yeah, and Cooper Smith's probably the one for me that he had a pretty big hamstring here. We saw him do that hamstring. It was a genuine one. So he's come back into the side this afternoon. He hasn't had much of an influence. So, you know, the stresses of the game and a big final and harder ground this afternoon, you know, he's got a lot of support around him, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see who runs it out fitness-wise.
Their midfields were... I don't think the Dragons' midfield has been very... Conforti was shut down that quarter. He probably only had 2 or 3 touches. You look at, as you said, Smith wasn't able to get in around it, whereas Hickman and Monty and even Jack Geary off the back half, they were the ones creating the footy and the run on the outer side. So it'll be interesting to see whether, you know, their midfield can get back on and be more productive.
Big second half coming up here in the second semi-final. The loser does have a second chance, so it's not all over, but boy, oh boy, they're both performing well at this stage. A close game, 6-4-40 Sandhurst. They lead Golden Square 5-4-34. Footy Fresh is Bendigo Football Live.
It feels like home, it feels like home. Berry plant, it feels like home. A place for you, a place for now. And Berry plant will show you how. Turn the key and flick the light. Bendigo, you know it's right. Feels like home, it feels like home. Berry plant, it feels like like home, it feels like home. Berry plant, it feels like home. A place for you, a place for now. And Berry plant will show you how. Turn the key and flick the light. Bendigo, you know it's right. Feels like home, it feels like home. Berry plant, it feels like
Discussing that over the break, the week off, how good is it? How much of it is it a negative for you with your legs? So it'll be just one of those things, you know, you throw your hat at it and say, well, Sandhurst will run over the top of them because they've had a break and they're fresh and ready to go. So it'll be...
You puffing? What's the matter with your fitness?
Mate.
You only come from down the bottom there.
He had to run.
I had to run, yeah. I should be all right at stairs too. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they did with Hosking over the break, because I thought he might have been in a bit of trouble. So he's given them first use across the day. So
Footy Fresh, it's been to go football live for the second half in the second semi. Here's Brian Manbridge, 6-point margin, Sandhurst lead.
Ball in the middle again. Hoskin wins it down. Dogs, though, look like they're going to win it out of the centre. Eventually, it end up with the big ruckman again. He bangs it inside forward 50. Gets over that. Good work, Shelton. He has really worked really hard on Maxted this afternoon and taken an easy mark. Oh, Monty fell over. Well, Walsh was behind him. He went back, went over him back, and then falling back, he's taken an easy mark inside. And they spot up Barrett for the Dogs. Now they go inside forward 50, one-on-one contest, pushed it out wide. Vass, Kerno came off the pack, Connick gave it back, and now they end up with Stagg. Oh, tackle from behind, pinged, and it's going to be a free kick, and it's going to go to the Dogs, and it will end up with, is it that Joel, Brett?
Yeah, it's Brett.
It is. He'll have a shot from right on the arc of 50. He will have to kick at 55 at least. So this to get it back to all square. And he'll have a shot on goal. We've just played on 1 minute in this third quarter. He comes in 55 metres. He gets plenty of it. It's going to go to the goal square. It's not going to make it all the way. Big punch from behind. Eventually he's punched over, but it hits the post, and it's going to be a throw in right in the Rifle Brigade pocket. And, well, probably the ideal place that it's ended up, the better of all the options.
Umpire will throw it in. Beautiful conditions here. It's cool, but not much wind now. Sun is out. Umpire throws it in. Hosking front position. Taps it to Walsh. Walsh cops it up. Monty did well. Handballs it in the direction of Toma, who goes goalward. But Coughlin keeps it alive. I thought he'd killed it. It's hard up against the point post. In fact, it might be, well, there's 3 or 4 players pushed up against the point post. Ball eventually spills. Minor score. So that takes it to a 5-point margin. Sandhurst lead. 2 minutes gone. Third term. Footy Fresh is Bendigo Football Live.
That was like going for a touchdown. He dived over the top to try and make sure it went through for a minor score. Kerno.
It was Lockie Wright. I think he just needed to see what the footy looked like.
Probably right. Nelly ends up on the outside, over on the front of the scoreboard. Can't hit a target. Smith's there. Cooper can't get it out. Ball now held up, rotating around in the tackle. Umpire Norton says, "Give it a man, I'll ball it up." About 70 metres out from the Dogs' goal on the outer side. Ruckman set themselves again. Hosking takes it out of the ruck, then just gets tackled, gives it off to James Coughlin. He arcs around, a long handball inside. Oh, Walsh didn't get it. Monty gave it off to Brett. Brett goes towards goal. Quick kick forward. Across the base and through for another minor score. Back to a 4-point ball game. 5-6-36, 6-4, 40. Dogs will trail by 4 points. We played 3 minutes in this third quarter.
Half time in the preliminary final at Princess Park in Maryborough. Harcourt lead 9-4-58. Trentham 5-3-33. Curnow kicked it into the middle. Now it's a contest. Brown level. Umpire lets it go. Emerging would it be Stagg. Stagg bangs it on the boot quickly. John Coe, he collects. Then he turns to his left and he kicks it to the swimming pool side. He finds Burke, Jaden Burke. Gives it to Threlfall. Threlfall, a handball over the top to a running Thrum. Thrum now on the left. He'll look for Brett. Made him work too hard. Comes off the fingertips and goes over the boundary line and out of bounds for a ball in. Also half-time confirmed score here out at the grand final. Morong lead Pyramid Hill 4-9-33 to 2-4-16.
Out of side. Half forward for the Dogs. Hoskin, Cromston pushed underneath the ball. Diving on it was their Toma, and he eventually was held up by Stagg. And umpire says, "Give it to me and I'll ball it up." Throws it up in the air. Hoskin wins the tap, knocks it down. Geary was there. Running in was Coughlin. That was James. He picked it up and he was quickly tackled by his opponent wearing the same number 35 and brought to ground. And the umpire said, "No, I will ball it up again." Centre wing, Hoskin this time. Connick on the end of it. Bangs it on the boot. Gets it towards Maxted. Picking it up was Conforti. Gave it to Wharton on the run. Good smother though. Diving Dogood. Did well. 1-2. Gave it off. Now they work it across the Dogs. They come out to the outer side. Stewart will take the mark. Centre wing, grandstand side.
Moving it nicely here, the Dogs. Just holding it up, Stewart, for a moment. Short pass to a leading Morecambe. Poor kick. Kicked it out of bounds on the full. Right in front of us. Hamish Morecambe shakes his head and saying, what kind of kick was that? Wasn't really under pressure. Island now. Goes corridor. Stagg fumbled the ball he should have taken. Opens the door for Brett. Brett will collect and run to 40 and go goalward and miss.
He's missed 2 now.
Jeez.
Similar shots, different sides.
Would have put them in front, Don Moran, in the final for the first time this afternoon, and didn't. 3-point margin. Dragons lead. Opening stages, third term. Footy Fresh is Bendigo Football Live.
Walsh strolls out of the square. Monty comes at him, but he has to kick it long. Connick was the target, and he jumped up and took a nice strong mark on the outer side. Kicked it long, put it over the top. Wright takes a mark. Hasn't seen too much of it today, Lockie Wright. He takes the mark and steadies the Dragons down. He'll chip it over the top. He's got a teammate out there by himself in Matty Wilkinson, who takes the mark. They move it to half for the Dragons. He looks up now and looks inside forward 50. Puts it in the air. Maxted was the target, but coming over and she said, well, I think that's Shelton again, is it? He's taking another mark. He's been very good with for the Dogs.
It's been almost their best, hasn't he?
Yeah, that's got to be at least 10 intercepts so far.
In fact, that's Burke on that occasion,
Burke,
but Shelton has been good. Burke kicked it straight to Hartley on the outer side wing. So Dogs have possession. They're doing a lot of pressing here. They should be in front, particularly after that last shot at goal by Brett. Usually he eats those for breakfast. As the kick goes in the direction of Strosh, Morecambe offers support. Handballs to Jack Geary. Good work, Noah Walsh. Made him fumble the footy. Still battling hard, ground level. Both those players, Walsh and Jack Geary, they'll tie it up. Drag it in. Good umpiring, letting it go. Monty emerges. Handballs it to Morecambe. Morecambe will go inside forward 50. They've got numbers everywhere. Take your pick. Vaz is the one at the top of the square. Bang! Kicks a goal. They were all up the field, Sandhurst, and I'll get Don Moran's comments in a moment after I update the score, but you could have raffled it in the forward zone. They all thought it was Christmas and they just took their pick. So they do take the lead for the first time in this second semi. 6-7-43 Golden Square. Sandhurst 6-4-40. 7 minutes gone. Third term, footy fresh as Bendigo Football Live.
I like what you said. The ball was bobbling around. The umpire just kept his whistle away and let that ball end up sneaking out, and fortunately it went to Golden Square's way.
Ball back in the middle. Knocked down by the big man Cromston. Hartley runs onto it, but it was quickly tapped away. Ends up with McLean. He gets pushed after his kick. No free kick after that. Gone inside forward 50. Thrum came out and took a good mark for the Dogs in defence. He works around onto the left boot, goes out wide, finds a teammate on the outer side. Shelton, he goes down the line. Morecambe the target. He just jumped up and took a nice mark. Played on, hit the ground, running, took a bounce. Now under pressure, had to go back inside. Gave it to Toma. Under pressure, had to give it to Geary. He just stepped through the pack, gave it back to Morecambe. Morecambe went inside forward 50 and hit a target. And taking the mark was Stewart just on the outer side, 55 metres out on the grandstand side of the forward flank.
Monty, in fact, with the footy now.
Oh, Monty, sorry.
They look alike. They've got a few lookalikes. I'll get you out of jail, Brian.
No.
The play's only just in front of us, so that's all right. Don't worry about it. And Strelfel got his hands on the football. Captain Jack Geary roved it and put it goalward. And another chance has just gone begging. It was a difficult one, a snap kick around the corner, but it's a 4-point margin. Golden Square lead. 8 minutes gone, third term.
Wow, they've had some opportunities and just not taking them, are they? He's going to go straight down the middle. No, decides now at the last minute to go out wide. That was Kerno. Hits the target on the outer side. They went inside. And Smith ends up in his hands. Mills kicked it to Smith. Smith now just holds it inside defensive 50. He'll get called to play on. He'll chip it over the top. Running down. Good work. Nick Stagg takes the mark on the chest. And Kerno just... Well, he just rolls around behind. No, he ignores that. He decides he's going to have to kick it long. He does. He hits it towards half forward. Big pack. Who can take up? Oh, Wilkinson got underneath. Collins gave the little one in the inside. Come to Daywicks. He went a quick kick. Bouncing ball. Strosh was there. Toe poked it and kept it in front. Was able to claim it. Then stepped around his opponent. Got tackled in the sling. Got a kick away. Looking for Trelfel. Went to the outer side, but it's gone over the line out of bounds on the full. A free kick to the Dragons.
It'll be Mills. What have the Dragons got here? Are they going to respond on?
Well, they've definitely got the ability to. It's just they just seem to be just bombing this ball forward. We see Golden Square trying to pick him off coming through their forward line, but here we go.
Mills, short pass. Oh, and he made Paul Pratt work.
He must have heard me.
Oh, he's going to get pinged from behind. No, he kicked it quickly now. He kicks it into the pocket. I don't like it there. Low percentage kick. Now it spills. Better be careful. Collins is in the area. He's just lurking. It'll be Coe. Handballs to Geary. Little flick to Shelton. Shelton there. Kicks it beyond 50, but they're going to come back the other way. Cooper Smith. Hurried little kick. And now another turnover with Jack Geary.
Geary chips it out, but it didn't go very far. Ends up with Trelfel. He's tackled. Brought to ground. Is it high? It is. Umpire Norton said no. He got him a little high in the tackle, and it's going to be a free kick to Trelfel for Golden Square. As Hickman just falls onto his opponent with a little knee, just holding him up. Trelfel now gets called to play on. He'll go to centre wing. Big pack there. Going up, no one can take the mark. Kerno was at ground level, picked it up, got tackled, fumbled the ball over the line out of bounds for a throw in centre wing on the outer side. We've played just on 10, nearly 11 minutes. It is a 4-point lead to the Dogs, 6-8-44, 6-4-40 the Dragons. Third quarter here of the second semi-final.
A-grade final. It is Sandhurst leading Gisborne by 6, 19-13. As the ball spills in the middle now here at the QEO. Morecambe for the Dogs, held without the footy. Advantage is paid. Vaz collects, gives it to Brett. Vaz the old 1-2. He'll go inside forward 50. He's going to make Toma work. Toma's clever, gets around on the left as well. Puts it corridor. He's got Trelful standing there unchecked. 25 metres out. Not much of an angle, and he should kick this goal.
The way Toma shook Hood then, or Mills, and then just kicked to that fat side. That was absolutely
on the left too.
On the opposite side of his body. That was just a little bit of showmanship and brilliance then, wasn't it? Right in front of us.
Good vision.
Half-time in the Loddon Valley Grand Final, we're wrong by 17 points, which is usually 117, so game still on there. As Trelful puts it through here at the QEO in the second semi, and now the tide has turned. It's gone the other way. 10-point margin, Golden+Square lead. We're looking for a response off the Dragons. Score is now 6-4-40 Sandhurst. They trail 7-8-50. 12 minutes gone. Third term, footy fresh as Bendigo Football Live.
Just having a bit of a flashback. You boys said this end, not really as a high-scoring end. Can you recall that?
Oh, no, we did, didn't we?
Yeah, you did. You said the Daly's Go City end. This is where the all scoring's been today.
Yeah. City end.
Just keeping you honest, you two.
Thank you. Well, pull back in the middle. Umpire throws it in the air. Oh, Crompston wins it down. Tackled there was Coghlan, picked up by Paul Pratt for the Dragons. Kicks it around the corner. Collins will be first there. Can't get a handle on it. Good pressure from behind the defence. Tapping it in front of himself was the big man Maxted. Got a high one, I think. Yeah, and he will get a free kick over in front of the pool rooms here at the QEO. Barnard Street end. He hands it off and gives it to Collins. He steps around his opponent. He bangs it on the left boot, puts it to the top of the square. Got plenty of numbers, defensive numbers. Trelful wins the ball, taps it out. Thrum bangs it on the boot, but it's coming back in. Walsh dropped probably what he should have. That was Noah. He chipped it inside, found a teammate in Wilkinson who's taken the mark, and he'll go back and have a shot on goal from about 50 metres out. He'll have to kick from outside the arc or arc around and try and get that little bit of distance. As, well, Max did just... No, he's deciding the nils. No, he's not going to give it to him. He'll arc now. He runs around a little bit, gets called to play on, gets plenty on it, goes deep, right to the top of the square, big pack, front and square, Curnow, can't get hold of it, can't then get out of the pack. And eventually the umpire says, give it to me and I'll ball it up.
I wonder whether they rolled the dice and thrown Bryce forward.
Looks like it. Need to kick some goals.
10 metres out from goal. They need one right now, as we speak. As they go up in the ruck, Wilkins dangerous. Hosking grabbed it out of the air and tried to party trick over the shoulder. It just did not work. And that was ambitious at very least, and it goes through for a minor score. 9-point margin, Sandhurst trail 41-50 midway through this third term. Footy fresh.
50-metre penalty, or it will be a out to the end of the R square. And he stands there. Umpire says right. Now they go out to the outside. They chip it around, chip it over the top. Connick got there, spoiled it. Now they've got numbers, the Dragons. Hoskin goes back, gives it to Paul Pratt. He sees a player out to the outer side in Maxted. He again chips it inside forward 50, Conforti. Big punch from behind though. Defence work by the Dogs is very, very good as they come to clash again there. Burke and Conforti. And eventually the umpire goes in and settle down, boys. And the ball will be thrown in on the outer side in front of the change rooms on the pool side.
Umpire will throw it in, 50 metres out from goal. Hosking the ruckman, grabs it out of the air again. Then he lost it. Probably incorrect disposal, but umpire let it go. Might have been just dislodged by Compston, and we're going to have another stoppage. And Don, it's like the whole of the game. Sandhurst just can't convert when it's inside forward 50.
I mentioned at the start of the game, they're under pressure when they deliver. And they don't give their forwards a decent look at it.
Hoskin, and it's going to be a free kick. It's going to go to Merle. He's played on. Now he's in trouble. He stepped around Conforti. Had a teammate there coming out and taking another one. Easy one was Wilkinson. Had a player in the pocket. Needs to get it to him. Couldn't get there. Good defence again. They've read the wall well. Merle picks it up. Goes back to Thrum. A handball underneath. Gives it towards Shelton. He just walked over the line and decided that our throw-in was the best option deep into attack in the Dragons forward line. and it will be a ball in, and the ruckman can reset themselves.
Up they go in the ruck from the throw-in. Hosking versus Compton. Compton won on that occasion, but he tapped it straight to McLean. McLean banged it on the boot, trying to make a path as Matty Wilkinson just somehow flung it out in the direction of Conforti. Conforti goes around the body and puts it through for another little one. And they're inching towards that target of 50 at the moment, so it's 6-6-42 to 7-8-50. 8-point margin, 16 minutes gone, third term.
They go into the pocket, Trelful chips it out, finds his teammate in Monty. Monty just down the line, finds his teammate again. They're able to just chip it around. Holding it up, Brett has gone all the way back, gets called to play on, decides to kick it long, gets up towards Nelly, can't take the mark. Geary gets it, and he's tackled and brought to ground by Ruff. And eventually it'll be a ball up right in front of us here at the QEO in this third quarter. It is an 8-point ball game. We've played 17 minutes in this third quarter, and the Dogs lead as the umpire calls a free kick. Johnny.
Yeah, it'll go the way of Sandhurst. A little bit of frustration by Compton held Hosking. Now we've just got a bit of a hold up as the footy comes back from way beyond. Halfway between left half back and centre wing, broadcast side. Hosking with the footy. Umpire says play on, which he does. He'll put it to half forward. They'll set themselves. Long shadows here at the QEO. Sun is shining. It'll be a stoppage. Won't go anywhere. As we're in attack. Left half forward. Sandhurst in attack. They trail by 8 points. 18 minutes gone. Third term. Footy fresh as Bendigo Football Live.
Right, looks like he's the one that's gone back. Kerno's gone forward. Hoskin bangs it out of the pack. Off the pack though, picking out was Toma. He dropped it, then gave it off to Brett. Brett gave it off to the run of Hartley from behind. They kick it out wide. Numbers should be with the Dragons. McLean should be first. There he is. He goes around the corner. He had a teammate there in Wilkinson. Sup, propped, do good, got there, put him under pressure, tackled, brought it to ground. Now they were able to pick it up there. Hartley had his ball smothered off the ground, a little kick forward. Walsh, blind turned out of the pack, gave the handball off, ended up with Paul Pratt. Paul Pratt then around the corner, looking for Thornton. Can he take the mark? He can't. Ball at ground level. Eventually it's pushed towards the boundary line. Bouncing ball. Conforti's picking it up, but he's run straight into a tackle on the outer side from James, and eventually it went over the line out of bounds.
You just witnessed the same ball going into their forward 50, isn't it? High, up, anyone's ball.
They seem to be kicking to the pocket as well, as we'll have another stoppage as Barrett as well on Paul Pratt. So the ball's on right, half forward. Dragons in attack. They trail by 8 points. We've got about 10 minutes tops remaining in this third term. Barrett wins it for the Dogs, gets one too high. Left half back now. Swimming pool side. Looks around. Hasn't got much on offer. Short pass to Toma. Made him work. Toma received. Toma now turns and goes. Plays on into the middle. Target is Murley. Murley takes a chest mark. Falls to his knees and gets up quickly. He's got Jack Geary running, who just pulls up, decides to ignore it. Now he goes inside forward 50. Target there was Strosh. Hit his off the top of his hand. Jack Geary overruns the footy. We're 35 metres out from goal, but mopping up nicely. It'll be Dave Wicks, and he kicks it defensively out.
Finds Wilkinson. He can play on. He does now. Going inside. Can he run away? Coe's the chaser, so he needs to keep running. No one there though. Oh, had the little chip. Then Coe ran past him and picked up the ball. He gave it off. Gave it to Toma. Toma had a target down the ground in Stewart, who came out and took the mark in front of Mills. He chips it over the top. He's got another player all by himself in Strosh, who goes back and takes the mark, arcs himself around, then just bangs it to the danger spot, top of the square, big pack forward, gets over the back. McLean will be first there, runs it through for a minor score, and that will take it back to a 9-point ball game for the Dragons. We've played 20 and a half minutes in this third quarter as the Dragons quickly chip it in and find Lockie Wright.
That came from Walsh to right, short pass now. Finds a teammate. That was right, in fact. So how was I going? Mills. They look alike too, don't they? 25 and 26.
Very similar.
Thanks, Don, for the support. I appreciate it as we go into the middle. Matthew Wilkinson's getting a lot of the footy.
Good.
His last 5's been terrific, hasn't it?
Yeah, he's got a pretty good engine by the looks of it.
Look at you do. Just don't wrap anybody, all right?
Did Brodie James call for that of the Dogs? Because he
Just
kicked it
about
straight to him, which has caused a turnover now to left half forward with Joel Brett hard up against the boundary line, swimming pool side. He'll come backwards in order to come forward and he'll find Jake Thrum.
Well, he saw the switch, but then put it out in front of him. He didn't see his opponent sitting off. He goes inside Thrum, finds Hickman. He finds another player across the ground in Shelton. Shelton then chips it out wide. He found Burke. That was Jaden. He played her on and got around the corner, kicked it long, half forward, getting back. Wilkinson again, just taking the mark. Morecambe thought, he hasn't marked that, I'm going to take off and try and get it to the top of the square, as Wilkinson just chips it outside wide and finds Curnow. Still on half back. He decides to pull the pin and go long to Thornton. Thornton up, got it to ground level. Geary picked it up, gave it to Hickman. Hickman gave it off to the run of Thrum. Thrum took off, ran it on that left boot, put it up and under to the outer side, and taking a good strong mark was Monty. And he'll play on and chip it across to half forward. Stewart takes the mark. Just a little bit too easy at the moment. The Dragons, I think their defence is just a little bit off. He gives it off to Hartley. Hartley goes long, but it's going to be offline and through for a minor score. Well, that was just a little bit too easy, wasn't it? Just mucking around with it. Dragons, well, just can't get hold of it. 7-10-52, the Dogs, 6-6-42. It is a 10-point lead, 22, nearly 23 minutes gone, third quarter.
Curnow now from fullback, plays on. He'll send it to the swimming pool wing. It's a long, high ball to the pack. They set themselves. Good strong mark in the middle was Maxted. Maxted now of the Dragons. Turns and goes. Looks for Coughlin. Finds him. This is James. Acted for a 50 and won't get it. True centre wing. Picks up the footy. There's no man on the mark, so he plays on quickly. He hugs the boundary line. He is looking for... been Stagg down there in the pocket. And Jack... Burke did well. In fact, is he going to get a free kick? It's going to go the other way. So Jaden Burke with a footy. Free kick for the Dogs deep in the back pocket.
Burke just looks up, decides to go down the line. Big long kick, big pack from behind. Strosh, he was three back and just plucked it out of the air. Goes back towards the middle of the ground. Stewart come through the middle and took a good strong mark. Now and he looks forward. Has a teammate in Barrett. Good mark in front of his opponent. He gives it off to the run of Trelfall. Now they go inside forward 50. Need to get a mark. Daywicks did very well. Now it was Mills. Couldn't quite get it. Now the ball comes out to Tomey. Gives it off to Brett. Gives the handball to Hickman. Hickman towards goal. It's gone across the face. Big pack. Forward fast. Strosh. Yeah. It is. Standing in the middle of the pack. He's marked it on the wings. Got to the other side forward pocket. And taken a mark three back again. And he'll go around, have to go around the corner. He stands and waits. Scoreboard pocket, steps around the line. He's got it around the corner and he's put it through. The Dogs get another one. They get their ninth. They go through now and go to 9 goals, 10. They are leading the Dragons 6 goals, 6-42. Oh, it's 8 goals, 10, sorry. 58 to 6 goals, 6-42. 25 minutes gone, third quarter. Well.
Yeah, the Brains Trust are all sitting in about 30 out with Sandhurst defence trying to work out what they can do. But, geez, they're well and truly under a lot of pressure at the moment, aren't they? The running of Golden+Square really showing through now.
Danger signs now, you just feel. In the A-grade netball, Sandhurst lead 27-21 against Gisborne. Back into the middle here at the QEO. Second semi. Contested footy, Paul Pratt wins it eventually. Mills, the handball, and the kick was ineffective, only went 2 metres. Jack Geary collected. He goes by hand by Monty. They're lining up here near the Dogs. Vaz offers the lead. Monty runs on, he's by himself. Ignores that. Now he'll just slow it down. Vaz goes to the top of the 50. Trelfall's a target. Jumps high. Hands on footy. Hosking. He goes back door to James Coughlin. James Coughlin will spread it wide and find Nelly.
Nelly on the outer side. Just on defensive 50. There's no flow for the Dragons at the moment. All the Dogs. He just chips it, looks for a player leading up, and that's right. He takes the mark, looks inside the corridor and decides not to go there. Smith. Had too many quiet players, the Dragons, at the moment. They just haven't got blokes that are leading up. This time Maxted does and takes a good strong mark on the outer side. But down the line they've gone. Still a long way from goal. Mills offers a short one inside the square. Decides, no, Maxted, I'm going long. Big pack forms. Who can get up and take a good strong mark? And it was Day Wicks who gets around on the left boot. Goes inside forward 50. Can he hit a target? Can 40 drop probably what he should have taken on the chest? Picks it up under pressure. Handballs it out. Got the numbers. Thrum got caught. Brought to ground. Ball still amongst a heap of players. And eventually the umpire says, give it a man, I'll ball it up. 35 metres out from the Dragons' goal. Forward pocket on the pool end of the Barnard Street end of the QEO.
Jeez, I've said it a number of times, but they need one here. Just doesn't feel like they're going to get it. Thrum hurriedly kicks it with his right foot, which is his wrong one. He goes in the direction of Vaz, dives in after the football, and he just stands up with strength. He kicks it to half forward. There's a paddock. There's no... And Kerno says, thank God for that, because I had about 50 metres to run if I was going to get involved in that contest.
I think I agree with you. He totally would say that.
Boy, oh boy, we've got a final quarter coming up here, where Golden Square have asserted a little bit of authority. They lead 8-10-58 to Sandhurst 6-6-42. We'll be back with the last quarter. Footy Fresh is Bendigo Football Live.
It feels like home, it feels like home. Berry plant, it feels like home. A place for you, a place for now. And Berry plant will show you how. Turn the key and flick the light. Bendigo, you know it's right. Feels like home, it feels like home. Berry plant, it feels like. feels like home, it feels like home. Berry plant, it feels like home. A place for you, a place for now. And berry plant will show you how. Turn the key and flick the light. Bendigo, you know it's right. Feels like home, it feels like home. Berry plant, it feels
Yeah, it hasn't been the scoring, but it seems to be. So I'm rubbing it in with you boys. But geez, yeah, they got on top. They got their run. They opened the ground up, and it's probably been something that Sandhurst haven't done today. Their inability to open lanes and change and come into the corridor. Brian mentioned it before about their lack of corridor. We haven't seen them come through there much other than a kick in from Bryce. So it'll be if they continue Golden+Square to run off the lines that they did and open up the ground and use nearly every blade of grass out there, I think they'll probably run away with it.
Yeah, look, it's they need to use the corridor. They're bombing it in, and they're not going to be able to just let it go off the boot and go bang and try and get it in forward quickly and then hope that someone can take a mark. Now, they're going to have to make a change. We did say off air, we were talking about what we would do. I'd put Curnow forward. He's gone forward. Lockie Wright's gone back. Hasn't had much of it all day, so put him behind the ball. So that's probably the change that they needed to make and try and kick a winning score. This is the only way they're going to be able to do it. In the centre square, they've gone for Stagg. Walsh has come off the half-back line, and he's gone in the middle with James Coghlan and Conforti. So maybe they've made a few changes and see whether they can get some run, because Sam hasn't had much of it since that first quarter. He probably had 10 touches in the first quarter, and he's probably had not even 10 touches for the rest of the next two.
For the final term here in the second semi, or is it the first semi? It's the second semi. Here at the QEO on a Saturday. I was only being stupid, Brian. Three-quarter time here. For the final term, here's Brian Mansbridge, 6-6-42 Sandhurst to 8-10-58.
The ball aloft to get the final quarter of the second semi-final, John, underway. Hoskin out of the ruck, bangs it on the boot, puts it inside forward 50. Maxted around the corner, up and under, got plenty on it, he's put it through! The Dragons get the first of the final quarter. Maxted with a snap around it from about 45 metres, has put it through, and the Dragons now start to look good. His third of the afternoon. The Dragons get their seventh. They go to 7-6-48. They trail the Dogs 8-10-58. 30 seconds gone. The final quarter. Footy Fresh is Bendigo Football Live. Don Moran.
I checked the clock, and that was in 10 seconds.
I've had relationships last that long, Donnie. It was. I looked at it too.
10 seconds.
It could be it's a long time in footy, isn't it? There's a ball from the restart. Strosh ran off the wing, couldn't collect. Oh, they coughed it up here, Sandhurst. Monty receives now for the Dogs, sends them inside forward 50. Mark Morecambe. Good, strong contested mark directly in front. 40 metres out, and will line them up in the Barnard Street end. In the netball, it's also out in Heathcote. It is half-time. Midiamo 28 to Maiden Gully YCW 27. Morecambe now. Barnard straight in. Goes long, goes high, kicks a goal. Quick answer. That was at a minute 20. So 2 goals in under 90 seconds here in this last term. We're on record time. Let's see if they can keep it up. So the score is now Golden+Square 9-10-64, leading Sandhurst 7-6-48. Almost 2 minutes now, final term.
Well, ball back in the middle.
You fall asleep then, Don, did you?
He's got nothing to say.
Got nothing.
Hoskin and Crompston in the middle of the ground, getting ready to go again. Conforti up against Geary. Crompston wins it down. Hartley runs onto it. Little toe poke forward. Monty steps out of the pack, gives it to his captain in Geary. He gives it to Hartley. Hartley goes back to Trelfall. He stops. Props goes back. Gives the handball back to Hartley. The Dogs, they just work it around. Now he gets it on the boot. Bangs it to half forward. Big pack forms. Got over the back. Right, though. Picked it up. Banged it. Got smothered. It bounces back. Goes to Stewart. Stewart inside forward 50. Connick can't take the mark. Ball at ground level. Picking it up. Strosh around the corner. He put it through. The Dogs have got another one. And they go to 9-10-64. They led the Dragons 7-6-48. We've played nearly on 3 minutes in this third quarter. Well, the scoreboard hasn't changed.
No, I reckon
it's
it's
10-10-70.
Yep.
Now the Dogs. Well, that was, again, just fumbling ball, Donny, and they were able to pick it up and a quick kick inside.
Goals have been hard to come by, and we've had, 3 minutes, we kicked 3, so team 3 go through.
So it's out to 22 points. Morong finally kicked away, 48-19 to Pyramid Hill, but geez, they haven't had their own way in that grand final by the sounds of it. Sandhurst now with an opportunity with Walsh. Walsh a little handball to Connick. Connick now kicks it to the top of the square. Maxted's the target. He had a fair piece of it. Now he collects. Handball to Curnow. Hurried left. Good smother by Burke of the Dogs. Spills, Jonathan Coe. He kicks it out. Slews towards us here at the commentary side. All losing his feet there. It was Connick. Strosh picks it up. Good strong work by Connick. Causes another turnover. It's going to be a stoppage on 50. Sandhurst did well. And we'll have a ball up. 22 margin. They trail Sandhurst. We've gone 4 minutes final term.
Ball thrown in the air. Hoskin in the ruck. Gets the hands off to Conforti on the left. Runs around. Has a shot. Puts it through. The Dragons get another one. Well, they needed that one to get themselves back onto it. They still trail. The Square lead 10-10-70 to the Dragons. They are, well, what are they? 8-6-54. And we've played just on 4 minutes here in this final quarter of the second semi-final.
Yeah,
wow.
Their ground pressure was great then from Sandhurst, wasn't it? So they obviously still think they're in with a chance. So I think the next 25 minutes is going to be pretty enthralling, actually, because the goals are coming pretty easy at the moment.
Well, the difference is Sandhurst have started to convert, which is something they haven't done for 3 quarters. What will happen here? It'll be the Dogs that win it through the middle. Thrum, good handball to Strosh. Strosh is getting involved in the footy. He'll put it in the direction of Stewart. It just tumbles away from him, out of reach. And 55 metres out from the Dogs' goal.
You mentioned Tom Strosh. He was a little bit like Lockie Wright. Hadn't seen much of the footy, but geez, he's been great in the last 5 minutes of the third, and now he's been quite influential, isn't he, around the ball?
He certainly has. Ball about to be thrown in, half forward. Hoskin gets the tap over the back, can't put anyone on the end of it, and ends up with the Dogs, 1-2, ends up with Toma. Toma goes inside forward 50. Running from behind was rough, couldn't take the mark, handballed it over the top. Now they just work it. Wharton stacks on the mill, ball held up. Umpire says give it to me. And he will ball it up about 45 metres out from the Golden Square goals, deep into attack.
Umpire will throw it up. Up they go in the ruck. Hosking wins the tap. Jack Geary did well. He collected and gave it to Toma. Toma by hand to Monty. Monty now coughs it up. Wilkinson receives for the Dragons. Hurried kick. They set themselves. Stagg couldn't get on. Thrum, he's getting involved. Then Stagg dives in back underneath it, and Coughlin as well. They're all there, the names. And on left half forward, Golden Square in attack, we'll have a ball up. 54 playing 70. 6 minutes gone. Final term, footy fresh as Bendigo Football Live.
Ball in the air. Oh, Hoskin gives Cromston a big push out and threw it in the air, and he gets a free kick. He gives it off to Hickman. He steps around one, goes long, goes deep inside forward 50 again. Big pack forms. Morecambe was there, couldn't take the mark. It wasn't. He ended up with Monty. Monty ran around the corner, snapped. Didn't get enough on it. He's put it over the line, out of bounds on the full. I think he got shocked when it came back out. And eventually the Dragons played on quickly from fullback.
It was like Mackay at Carlton last night as the ball comes into the middle now. Sandhurst, Jake McLean let it bounce. Then it's tapped in his direction, but John Coe did well. Coughed it up though. He handed it straight to Coughlin. Lee Coughlin. He'll go to Wicks. Day Wicks has taken a mark. He led. Coughlin honoured it, and he's taken a mark 40 metres out. Not much of an angle, and they need this one, and he's a pretty good kick based on other kicks we've seen of him.
Yeah, he makes it spin properly, John. Is that what we're saying here?
Yeah.
True drop punt.
Let's see.
Nice little arc. Left footer. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All left footers are good kicks, John.
He's got good hamstrings.
He has. He's got a bit, like I said earlier, he's got a bit of Matthew Lloyd about him, I reckon. He's on the left. Let's see what this footy does. It's long, it's high, it won't be a goal. Minor score. He just laboured in the end. So
got to be close to the man on the mark, I reckon, John.
For future note, he can't kick him from 50. 15 metres, 15-point margin, 7.5 gone. Well, that's what happened.
Nor could you.
Final term. I'd like it to kick 20.
Went to Truffle. Truffle went down the line. Hartley ended up with it. He went out wide. Toma was there. Now ducking in underneath. He got tackled, brought to ground, needed to get it out. Umpire Norton said no. And he will ball it up on centre wing on the outer side. Slightly attacking side of centre wing to the Dragons. Ball thrown up. Hoskin wins it down. Geary, though, tries to handball it out. Truffle was there. He dived on it, dragged it in. Umpire circling. No, he says no. He's going to ball it up still on centre wing on the outer side.
Pretty dull crowd at the moment, considering the state of the game, don't you think? There's not much happening in the world of the crowd, as we've got another stoppage. Another ball in, it might be, outer side.
They might be over your shoulder in the grandstand. Out of our.
It's just not buzzing at the moment, is it? It's only a 15-point margin. Sandhurst trail. The way it's going, though, you just feel like Golden Square have got the momentum. They need to get one here, the Dragons. Outer side wing. Conforti collects, then gives it up. Hartley, he collects, picks it up for the Dogs. On the left, he'll go shallow inside, forward 50. Bouncing footy. Brett's in the area. So is James. Jake McLean did well, and he coughed it up straight back to James. James to Brett, who'll run into an open goal, and that is almost the ball game. A fraction early to call, but boy, oh boy, are things tough now for Sandhurst. Is it's 11-10-76 to 8-7-55 midway through this final term. Footy Fresh is Bendigo Football Live.
It looks like both coaching departments are throwing the magnets around a little bit, and we mentioned Bryce going forward, which so far hasn't really worked. But if you have a look at the midfield early on, Thrum, Geary gone into the middle, and that engine room is really working for him here at the moment.
Geary's probably nearly been best man on the ground this afternoon. He steps up when finals come around. The man, Jack Geary, big punch by Crompton, puts it forward. No one can take the hold of it. Crompton again punches it. Well done by Wilkinson for the Dragons. Banged it on the boot, put it forward. Bouncing ball. Paul Pratt tackled from behind. Picked up by Coughlin. That was Lee. Punched it forward, but it's coming back. Now running through and banging it on the boot was Burke. He put it out to the far forward flank. Big punch from behind. That was Wright. Couldn't get it out of the area. Hickman was there. Couldn't pick it up. No, Brett was there. It was outside the line. Was it going to be a free kick? Might be a free kick for a late contest on there for Cooper Smith, who takes the free kick and kicks it in quickly. Gets brought to ground. He finds Walsh. Walsh now goes down the line, looks for the lead from Maxted. Tried to take it on the chest, couldn't do. Quick kick from Burke, went inside, and he's found, it was James actually that found Hosking.
Hosking now kicked it to 50, but Hickman did well. It's now a turnover with the Dogs. Vaz offered support and collected the footy. He just hacked it to the outer side wing, swimming pool side. Tumbles, bounces towards the boundary line. Hard up against it. Ireland collects. He'll dish it off to a teammate. They're going okay. McLean, Paul Pratt, all getting involved. Now a long kick. It goes to Coughlin. This is Lee. He's 60 out from goal. He turns and goes. He goes corridor. Looks for Maxted. Held without the footy. Free kick. That was there.
It certainly was. I had the binoculars on it. He had a good hold of the arm.
The smaller man did, as it might have been Stewart that was holding him. And Kobe Maxted, he will kick this goal if Sandhurst are to win the game, Don.
Let's see how that run-up goes.
Let's look for that step.
We've been a bit brutal, have we, on that?
Well,
he's got
how many has he kicked? He's kicked 3.
This could be 3, John. You're a bit early.
Good player. A little bit laconic, Stephen Oliver style, and whacked it through the middle. So, there's life in the Dogs yet, as Maxted puts another one on the board to tighten up the margin. It's now 9-7-61, and what's that,
11-7-76
to 9-7-61. 12 minutes gone. Final term. Footy Fresh is Bendigo Football Live.
It's interesting that both their goals have come from them changing lanes finally and coming to that fat side and trying to get a one-on-one rather than that bomb in.
Exactly right.
Isolate and you get a win.
One-on-one contest. That's what they've probably got to do. Hosking gets the tap. Coughlin gone into the middle of the ground. Merle, he's tackled, gets the handball out, goes over the top. Now they got the run. And kick inside forward 50. Well done by Ruff, punched it, then 1-2, ended up with Paul Pratt, who banged it on the boot. Now it's coming forward again, bouncing ball. Who can get hold of it? Geary is trailing along. Coghlan, that's James. Had to run straight at it, got it to Maxted. Maxted got it onto the boot, put it to the top of the square, but it's been cut off. And it will be Shelton, I think, who has the ball in the last line of the defence for the Dogs.
8-goal margin in the A-grade netball. Sandhurst lead Gisborne 40-32. It's a long kick beyond 50 now. Outer side. Stewart picked it up. His kick is smothered. Vaz sockers it off the ground for the Dogs towards the wing. Freckleton overran the football. Now it's picked up by Wright of the Dragons. Short pass, and it's poor. And goes, might be out of bounds on the full. In fact, it just bounced inside, and it will be a ball in. Outer side, swimming pool side, 61 playing 76. Dogs lead almost halfway through the term, 14 minutes gone. Final term, footy fresh is Bendigo Football Live.
Ball thrown back in. Hoskin gets rid of his opposition opponent and then knocks it to the ground. Now it stacks on the mill. Umpire says, no, give it to me, and I'll ball it up. Still probably half forward, between half forward and wing on the outer side of the QEO. 15 points. Dragons, one more would give them an opportunity off the pack. That was a good tap to Coghlan. He got it around the corner, and then eventually a little bit of volleyball, and it ends up over the line, out of bounds for a throw-in just outside the arc of 50. In Dragons into attack on the outer side in front of the scoreboard. We see it is a 15-point margin to the Dogs. 14 minutes gone in this final quarter. Second semi-final day here at the QEO.
Preliminary final in the MCDFL. Thanks to Norm Jenkin, Harcourt lead at three-quarter time, 13-6, 84 to 6-4, 40. As the ball's gone inside forward 50 for the Dragons, and a mark contested has been taken by Stagg. He'll play on quickly to Curnow, around the body and slots it. The Dragons are right back in this game, 76 to 67. And boy, oh boy, just when I thought they were gone about 5 minutes ago, they have responded and managed to hit the scoreboard. Curnow did very well. 11-10, 76 that is to Golden Square. 10-7, 67 to the Dragons. 15 minutes gone, final term, footy fresh as Bendigo Football Live.
Advantages of playing in front with Nick Stagg. Hurried kick in from the boundary throw-in. Hamish Hosking gave Lee Coghlan the perfect tap, wasn't it? And then that kick in. They've got a bit of luck, but you need luck in footy. And converted, and we're back in it. They are.
Ball out of the ruck again. Hosking around the corner. Kicks it deep inside forward. Well, not quite inside forward 50, but deep into attack. And it's rolled over the line out of bounds for a throw-in on the outer side here at the QEO. Second semi-final day.
Let's see if they can repeat that. This is the same setup, isn't it?
It's virtually the same setup. Coghlan, where is Lee? Can't see him around the pack at the moment. James Coghlan's there though. Ball thrown in the air. He wins the tap down again towards Connick this time. He's under pressure from Murley, and boundary line has come up too close, and he will run over the line out of bounds for another throw in. Virtually only metres away from where it was before. Ruckman set themselves again. Hoskin and Compston. Matt Compston has been put under pressure by the big man from the Dragons all day. This time he gets the tap away towards Monty. Well, he nearly threw that, but he got it to Trelfel. Trelfel went inside forward field towards half-back. Ball off the pack. Getting tackled and brought to ground was Stewart. Eventually, the umpire wraps his arms up and says, give it to me. And I'll ball it up on half-forward here at the 15 and nearly 16 and a half minute mark of the final quarter. It is 76 play 67. The Dogs lead.
Inside forward 50 now, the Dogs go. Brett probably held without the footy, umpire let it go. Freckleton, he gave it to a teammate, was okay, which is Strosh. Threlfel fell over when he received the handball. Excuse me. As the Paul Pratt, he goes well for the Dragons. Gives it there to Walsh. Walsh, short little kick was ugly, but it was effective. To Conforti on the wing, one-on-one with Hickman. Over the boundary line it goes, and it'll be a ball in. In North Central in the preliminary final, three-quarter time. Birchip Watcham, 5-6-36. Trail Nullawil, 6-5-41. The winner to go on next week to play in the grand final against Sea Lake Nandully.
Nully would be a massive thing to come into that league this year, and then to make a grand final. Off the pack, we see another ball in on centre wing on the outer side, would be a massive thing for the little community of Nullawal after coming out of the Golden Rivers and then going into the North Central into a major league. They're able to get themselves into a grand final would be sensational. Ball off the pack, outer side wing. Ball stacks on the mill, jumping in was Connick, couldn't get it out. Murley was there, and eventually umpire said, give it to me and I'll ball it up.
In the Central Murray second semi, three-quarter time, Kerrang, 8.856, trail Balranald, 12.880.
There you go. The quick kick away was Hartley, got it to Freckleton. Now, just on the attacking side of the centre, he goes inside forward 50, big pack forms. Rough, though, read it well and takes an easy mark. He has a player on the outer side. McLean took the mark, now gets up. He's going to play on. He will. He can go straight down the line. James Coughlin was there, bouncing ball, got over the back. Hartley was there. He banged it on the boot, put it inside forward 50, going to stand underneath. Can they take the grab? They do. I think it was an absolutely great mark. Was it Stewart, is it? No. He's taken the mark, running back with the flight of the ball. The turnover in the middle of the ground, that's where it was. It was Stewart who takes a good mark, running back with the flight of the ball. Hartley was a good kick, and he'll go back and have a shot on goal. And if he kicks this, it is going to make it very hard for the Dragons. Stewart, Jack, comes in. 40 metres out, 45-degree angle, puts it to the top of the square and puts it through. And that could be nearly game over for the Dragons. Jack Stewart gets his first of the afternoon, and the Dogs are really, really working their way to a grand final. 12-10-82. They lead the Dragons 10-6-67 here at the nearly 20-minute mark of the final quarter.
After a great intercept mark by Jake McLean, then he just turned it over, coming and being brave and coming back in the corridor. And geez, that was a great shot from 45 out, wasn't it?
Three-quarter time in the Loddon Valley Football Netball Grand Final. Morong 7-14-56 lead. Pyramid Hill 4-7-31. It's from the stoppage, from the middle. It's come into the forward zone for Sandhurst. Jake McLean at 50. He kicks it to the top of the square. Golden Square with numbers. Thrum kills the footy and stands over the line. He was under pressure, so no problem with that one. So they go now to 10-8-68 Sandhurst. They trail 12-10-82. 20 minutes ticked over. Final term, footy fresh as Bendigo Football Live.
Out to the outer side, big punch away from the pack, over the line, out of bounds. And time is probably of most importance now for the Dragons as we tick into time on here in this final quarter of the second semi-final. And the Dragons need a miracle, I would say. The Dogs have outplayed him in this second half of footy. Hoskin has won everything off the pack. Geary takes it down. Hoskin knocked it down, but Geary was able to get first hands, and he was tackled and brought to ground, and the umpire said, I'll ball it up again. He throws it in the air. Hoskin again wins the tap. He puts it towards Walsh. That was Noah. And Noah was unable to take control of it before the boundary line, over the line, out of bounds for a throw-in on the outer side.
In the A-grade netball, Sandhurst lead 44-38 against Gisborne. That game must be getting close to drawing to an end. It's on left half forward, swimming pool side to the city end. Sandhurst in attack. They need to hit the scoreboard quickly. Conforti, handball over the top, it was poor. Threlful, a little bit of a soccer kick that was fortunate. Ended up with Hartley. Dishes off to a teammate who now kick it long. They're on right half forward. Strosh getting involved. Called his name a lot this afternoon. He's come into the game. Talking about son of a gun. There's another one. And on right half forward, Golden Square in attack. We'll have another ball up.
Ball in the air. Hoskin gets rid of his opponent again. This time he gets pinged for it, and Cromston will get the free kick on half forward, and he'll just take his time. He's strolling around. He's taking his time. He's going to kick it deep inside forward 50. Big pack forms. No one can take the mark. Front and square. Mills is there for the Dragons. He gets taken down, picked up by Ireland. He gave it out towards McLean. And Stewart smothered it off the boot and rolled it over the line, out of bounds for a throw-in the forward pocket
I was just watching Jake Thrum run from full back, Golden Square's end, to full forward, Golden Square's end, and really stretch Andy Collins.
Umpire hurls it back in. Contested, ground level. Geary, he collects for the Dogs. Handball to Barrett. Barrett handballs to Trelfall. Trelfall steps over the line, 50 out from goal, and we'll have a ball in. So it's game over in the A-grade netball. The Dragons defeated Gisborne 44-38. Gisborne to play the winner of Kangaroo Flat and Castlemaine in tomorrow's game. Ball in, 50 out from goal. Golden Square attack. Hosking, too strong. Noah Walsh, handball in the direction of Paul Pratt. He fumbles. Toma, he collects now for the Dogs. Gives it to Jack Geary by hand. He's tackled strongly by Curnow. And we'll have another ball up. In the forward zone for the Dogs, 40 out from goal, footy fresh. It's Bendigo Football Live.
Ball in the air, Cromston wins it down this time. James Coughlin picks it up, tries to get it towards Wharton, but he was cut off there by Toma. And Toma was taken to ground by Wharton. The umpire said, it's not coming out of there, give it to me. I'll ball it up. Still just inside the arc of 50. Hoskin this time taps it, but Monty read it well. Beat the tackle, banged it on the boot. It's going to be a free kick. Now it's coming back. I think it might have been a high fend-off to Noah Walsh just inside the defensive 50, and he'll play on and come to the grandstand side.
They'll set themselves. Collins, hands on the footy, tried to claim a mark. Umpire said play on, didn't get enough of it. Wharton overran the footy. Wilkinson, Wharton, all tied up. Centre wing, it'll be a ball up. So, what have we got? 25 minutes gone. They can't win it, you wouldn't think here, Sandhurst. It would take something miraculous. Hosking taps it, but Toma, good smothered kick. Stagg dives on the footy. They all dive on top of him. We'll have another stop. Umpire Norton says play on, and eventually he's going to have to blow the whistle, and does. 12-10-82, Golden Square leads Sandhurst, 10-8-68. Deep into red time, final term, footy fresh as Bendigo Football Live.
Hoskin out of the ruck again, kicks it around the corner, bouncing ball, but Thrum, he read it the best. Banged it on the boot, put it towards the outer side of the QEO. On the wing, picked up there nicely by Brett. He gave it off to Geary. Geary inside, going back though, Ireland with a strong mark inside defensive 50. He chips it out wide, finds a teammate. They play on quickly. Smith, he just chips it inside. He has Walsh. Walsh now, he gets called to play on. He waits, looks, goes one way, goes the other, then bangs it on the boot, puts it towards McLean. He can't take it. Ball still, it's 2-on-1. Thrum picks it up. It's actually Hickman. He picks it up. 4 square, goes down the line and finds Captain Jack, centre wing, here on the outer side of the QEO.
Mills did well, got a fist in there for the Dogs, caused a turnover. McLean gave it to Walsh. Walsh inside forward 50. Good strong mark. Burke takes it for the Dogs, just to settle things down. He's got the switch if he wants. Goes to Coe. Coe, short pass to Thrum. Geez, he made him work. He's got plenty of time.
It's got to be 50.
50.
Yeah, all the way. Didn't need to do it. Paul Pratt.
Jeez, that was one of those ones that's hanging in the air and you think, oh, yeah. Here we go. Thanks for that.
But he didn't need to do it. He knew he was trying to put the pressure on, but that's not the way to do it.
Jake Thrum now. Dean Goodridge with a generous 50. Short pass, Strosh receives. For the Dogs, centre wing, broadcast side. He'll go backwards 20 to go forward and hits up Jonathan Coe.
Coe, cross half back. They're just wasting a bit of time here. It's possession time. Possession time here as the Dragons are getting frustrated with not picking up man on man. Jake Thrum from half back goes long down the line. Big pack forms. No one can take the mark. Front and square was Hartley. He gave a quick handballs to Stewart. He's been really good for the Dogs most of the day, but going back and taking a good strong mark was rough for the Dragons. He'll come out wide. He's got plenty of players here. They got 2 or 3. They could have raffled it and gone on. Walsh just stopped, propped, waited. Nothing in the contest down the line. And running and jumping was Collins. And eventually it was pushed over the line out of bounds right in front of us for a throw-in.
in the Heathcote Footy League. We've got a close one, 25 minutes gone. Mount Pleasant leads 69 to 65 White Hills. So that is the preliminary final, and the winner will meet Heathcote next week. Hickman gets a pass. Good work, Stagg. Advantage. Paul Pratt gives it to Conforti. Goalward and a goal. Conforti slams it home. Is there enough time? Probably. 27 minutes and 45 seconds gone. Footy fresh is Bendigo Football Live.
Just waiting to see what the clock says, John. Yep. So what are you saying? 3-4 minutes to go?
Yeah, well, two goals, isn't it? Under 2 goals.
Yeah, the great Lee Matthews.
8 points.
Yeah, the great Lee Matthews says a goal a minute.
That's right.
So, yep.
Goals
Could
to
be
minutes,
anybody.
Goals to minutes. You don't want to stop. They probably just started chipping it around square, trying to eat into the clock. And sometimes you just don't play like you have been, and all of a sudden...
Let's hope it was not a bit early.
Yeah, anyway, back in the middle. Ball tipped off the pack. No one gets it. Crompston does this time. Bangs it on the boot. Just get it out of my area. Bouncing ball. Wright was there. He handballed it back. Couldn't hit the target, though. Ball still in dispute. Bottom of the pack. Vass was there. He got stacks on the mill, and eventually it was held up. And the umpire says, give it to me, and I'll ball it up 40 metres out from the Golden Square goal face.
Time becoming a factor here. They need to get possession, Sandhurst, and move it quickly. Good, strong tackling, Noah Walsh.
Yep,
On
King.
Toma for the Dragons. Is this their chance? Don't muck around. Don't die wondering. They have got a second chance. This is not all over, but here we go. On the wing, Maxted couldn't quite reel it in. Matthew Wilkinson tried to get out, but couldn't, and we'll have another ball up. So we've gone 29 minutes, 82 playing 74. Umpire Goodrich throws it in the air. Hosking taps it towards the middle. Toma, oh, strong tackle. It was by Walsh. Umpire let it go. I thought it might have been a bit dangerous and wasn't. And we've got another stoppage. 29 and a half minutes gone.
Dragons need to get it out of here and get it forward. They need a goal in the next 30 seconds, you would say, to have any chance. Hoskin off the pack, punches it forward. Ball needs to get out the back. Quick hands in, picked up. Kerno over the top. Got a player on the outside. Can they kick a goal here? Coughlin! No, he's put it around the corner and didn't get enough on it. Day Wicks was there, and eventually it's forced over the line, out of bounds for a throw-in deep into attack for the Dragons. Opportunity maybe just lost on the left boot.
30 minutes have gone. Umpire will throw it in. They need a quick one, and then they need another one. Hosking grabs it out of the pack. He'll feed it back to Paul Pratt. Poor handball it was. Toma collects and neatly puts it up onto the wing, and momentarily gets them out of danger.
Ball off, Ruff gives it back. Wilkinson got the ball smothered. Oh, it did well. Done by Morecambe. He was able to commute and get it down the line. Nelly's going to be first there. They've kept it in. Brett done well. Now has the run of Geary inside. Didn't hit the target. Turnover, is it or not? No. Picked up there nicely by Brett again, who went out wide and had Vass, who'll go back and have a shot on goal.
Merley's on if he wants to.
He doesn't want it. He wants
He's
to
still
beat.
on.
He wants to eat into the clock, Don. He's
still
eating
on.
into the clock, Don. He's staying and hoping that by the time he gets back and he has his 30 seconds, the siren will sound. Vass comes in. He will kick from just about 51 or 52. Now he decides he's got someone over there. Donnie Moran said, kick it out to him. And this time it is a Barrett who will go back and have a shot on goal. He stood out there for a long, long time.
Dave Merley did, that is, yes. Yep.
He did. And now another shot. He'll go back and wait to put the final nail in the coffin. He kicks it to the line. It is through. And it's another goal. It is another goal to the Dogs, and that is it. All over and done. They will go through now to the grand final, and they will wait for the opposition to come and get them. The Dragons will play next week now against the winner tomorrow afternoon in semi-final number 1, and that will be against the two sides, Eagle Hawk and Strathfield Say. Another goal to the Dragons. They go to 13-10-88. They lead the Dragons 11-8-74. 32 and a half gone. Final quarter.
Conforti won it out of the middle. Siren sounds. And Golden Square, they did well in the end. 13-10-88. They have defeated Sandhurst 11-8-74 in this second semi-final. So they advance, and they'll be waiting for the winner of, well, it's down to three sides. It'll be either Golden Square, it'll either be Eagle Hawk, or the Strathfield Say Storm.
That's exactly right. Tomorrow, that will be the game here tomorrow afternoon, and the winner of that will take on now the Dragons in the Prim final here the week later at the QEO. And well, it was a good game of footy. It was up and down. The Dragons led for most of the first half, or nearly all the first half, but the Dogs in that third quarter, they were able to get themselves up and running and put some pressure on the Dragons midfield, and they were able to win the ball out of the middle, even though Hoskin was probably dominant all day.
Yeah, he was. It's interesting, though, that he takes the ball himself and he clears those midfielders rather than probably giving them first use. And I think that if he did that a little bit more, he would, with having Conforti and Walsh in there, he'd allow his forwards to get a decent look rather than that rush high ball that we've witnessed all day today. So he was dominant, but there's probably parts of his game that they need to tweak if they're going to be dominant, a dominant force, and giving their forwards a bit more of an opportunity to win a one-on-one rather than a high pressured kick into a big pack.
We've got some scores coming through. Mount Pleasant beat White Hills by 4 points. I've actually got the final score there. It is White Hills 8-17-65 to the Mounts 10-9-69.
Oh, Mount Pleasant Heathcote Grand Final. That is a monster. They are absolute rivals, the Saints and the Blues. They will certainly be a big grand final in the HDFL next week.
And the netball, we've got a winner here this afternoon. Sandhurst, excuse me, have defeated Gisborne 44-38. So the winner, they meet the winner of tomorrow's game, Kangaroo Flat or Castlemaine. And let me run through the goal kickers for you in this game. For Golden Square, 3 to Vaz, 2 to Joel Brett, and singles to Strosh, Monty, Stuart Barrett, Trelful, Toma and Zave Murley. And for Sandhurst,
it feels like home, it feels like home. Berry plant, it feels like home. A place for you, a place for now. And Berry plant will show you how.